Yes,
Yes,
I
I have.
am.
Yes, I have both sheets up.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm ready
Here
for
we
the
go, then.
circus of values.
Oh my
What the hell was
god!
that?
Oh my god! Let me get my
It's
craving
what I
think
wanna
he has
circus
make
of
it.
values!
I think he's got his
I
think
my
he's got
good
his,
push audio tonight.
yeah, his fancy mic on. All right,
Oh,
so I am an
yeah.
alien on Earth, and I have no idea what happened last time. Enlighten me.
Okay, so apparently Sylvia and Marcus both did a break-in to find out information on Kingmaker. Sylvia on one end was trying to learn more about the skincare line, and Marcus was trying to find out more about a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
After the break-in and
Where did
entering.
we?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
sorry.
We all met up at the Broken, correct?
Yes.
Just to fill in Lena, because you did head out before a very graphic scene. At Broken, Sylvia basically gloated her success, but also said that I should probably like go into witness protection or something. It's actually pretty funny, and I hope I did it justice. You should really watch the recap from last time. Hopefully, I did Sylvia justice.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, trust me. Lita, it's so good. Your sister knows you so well.
Yeah, she does.
She did curse a lot. I'm very sorry for that.
She does that.
Averjo and Alistair got up to some shenanigans, if we want to elucidate that.
Sure.
Forks, I'll let you take the floor on that, considering that was your scene, so you can explain what happened. Alistair was pretty much a bystander.
That was our scene. It wasn't my scene.
Well, it was mostly yours because of Averjo's guest.
Averjo took Alistair to meet one of his ghouls, one of his few ghouls that have been introduced into canon. And that ghoul is somebody who he tortures by taking away his memories. His name, if I remember correctly, was Jimmy. Taking away his memories, resetting him over and over, and sending him out to have a life, and then come back and live in squalor. He does this.
And take it all away again.
And take it all away again. He does this, Alistair found out, as a part of an agreement he has with Mary, who is the poltergeist who lives within his trailer, because Jimmy is the one who killed her. And so as long as he lives and he suffers, she will listen to Averjo and protect his haven.
Excellent.
And during this time, Alistair also did enlighten Averjo as to the very nature of his own dark secret with the Masquerade Breach, of how he fell to beast as a neonate and killed a 12-year-old girl in a theater before going on the run briefly.
And compounding all to that, it was amazing as Alistair both told him all of that and helped in some ways learning the rituals, the blood rituals that Averjo was able to perform. Learning maybe not outright the information, but noticing that some of his rituals were very Sabbat-like in nature.
And when we went back to Broken, basically we established an alleged link between the pharmaceutical company, the skincare line, and potentially what Alistair is looking into for Eliza concerning the kindred falling ill, which prompted him to contact
an acquaintance from long past.
more than an acquaintance, but yes, contacted Zell Crimson, the high priest of the Church of Set, who is a minister. So he is a kindred of the ministry. Their relationship is quite stormy because, above board, I did enlighten Moon and Morgan about this. Basically, when Alsa was on the run, he ran into Zell. Zell was going to initially use his considerable charm to find out inside secrets about the Tremere, but that plan fell to the wayside, and they eventually formed a romantic relationship. Alster ended up getting captured when he went on a lone hunt, and brought back to the Chantry for trial for his masquerade breach, where up to the year that he was tasked to go to New Orleans, he had no contact with the outside world. So, for all intents and purposes, he thought Zell abandoned him. Zell wanted to find out information, to find out where he was, but he was called to Chicago to assume his place in the Church of Set, and he could not reveal his plans to Alistair. So, for all intents and purposes, Alistair saying that Zell abandoned him for his own ends and just basically treated him like a tool for his climb up the ladder.
Curiouser and curiouser.
But he was the only one that also felt he could trust outside of the Tremere to gather some information for him, in spite of the fact that he does have a life debt to Zell for hiding him away for the year he was on the run.
Run, boy,
Lovely.
run.
Anything else of note before we begin?
Rise had also reached
Yeah.
out to a contact when he realized that the person who Mel had been swayed to the kindred life by was perhaps a ministry, thanks to Alistair's knowledge of those who work in the ministry, and had reached out to her, and she basically told him, get the hell out of New Orleans. Everyone's going to die, most likely. And then it got cut off, and he hasn't heard back from her at this time since.
All right. I will say, it is a new night.
New night, yay!
So, our vampires awaken. Rouse checks, everyone. You also get any spent willpower back according to either your composure or your resolve.
Wunderbar.
Oh, okay.
Arousal check.
Yes.
I'm always there.
Okay. Rouse check,
I don't need
rouse
to check
check.
for that.
Shit.
Why do I always fail these rouse checks?
Oh,
This is the
one
first time I
last
failed one,
note,
so.
one last note for the Lena. When he drained all of the memories away from Jimmy, he became much more lucid, and out of character, he slaked his last hunger. So he's at 0 hunger, But
Lovely. Let's see how that.
and now I'm hungrier. Fuck! I was hoping to stay at 0 hunger for once. Jesus.
All
I'm
right.
Angy.
I'm at 4, so that's not good for me.
Am I
Above
the only
board,
one that like consistently just gets rid of all my hunger?
Marcus, what's
Because-
happening
yeah.
here?
May I?
Because Ophelia has a
Has a
steady source of.
Guys,
Marcus, Marcus, go ahead.
this music
Above
is
board.
This music is too loud.
What was there? Was there a chance that I actually had a drink last session? Because if not, I failed my rouse check, and that means
Yes.
I have 5 hunger.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god!
Let's try this again. I'm going to say if you were all at Broken last night, you did have a chance to slake at least 1 point of hunger. So you'll start with you will not wake up in frenzy. Okay.
All I needed to ask.
I was going to say, like, oh my god, is this the first time any of us has, like, gotten to frenzy stage? Because holy shit.
I've
Wasn't
really
I
only
kind
gone
of
into
frenzying
frenzy
a little bit
twice.
last time?
You did, but
Ophelia
you
has
managed
too.
to
Well-
slake it all.
Remember,
Okay.
you can be at hunger
Oh.
5. It's just if you have to make another rouse check, or is it? If
My
it's
hunger
triggered.
increased.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm at.
All right, so let's see. You were at hunger 3. You are now at hunger 4. So Sylvia,
Oh
you're
my-
feeling it. Alistair, you're
God.
feeling it.
Hell
Marcus, you're definitely feeling it.
yeah.
Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
I'm feeling it, Mr.
Oh my
Krabs.
god, spider.
Also, so whoever asked twice, I have willingly gone into a frenzy twice.
Oh my god.
Mhm. Ride the wave, baby. Ride the wave.
And that's how I
Right.
killed all those things.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I'm still waking up, so my brain's like, huh?
I do want to mention.
me up. Me up inside.
Bear up! God fucking. She's been acting up since Spider arrived.
He's trying to take my estradiol.
But
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, with proper music in place
Yum.
and vows checks, just so I know where everyone's at. Marcus is at 4, Sylvia's at 4, Alistair's at 4.
Yes, I am.
We're
Rise
all
is at
hungry
2.
And
bitches.
everyone.
I'm too.
Rise is okay.
Averjo's at 1.
Yeah, everyone is. Yeah, everybody's hungry. All right.
Everybody hungry.
All right. So we wake up, and if you turn on the news, this is New Orleans breaking news. We've just gotten word that there was a break-in at the Fontana Tenerity offices last night. The suspect, the intruder, the blonde woman in the maroon sweater and pants with the large messenger bag that you can see on the screen now, has been identified as Sylvia Fane, estimated 35 years old. She has 2 drug possession charges on her record, as well as a child endangerment charge that was ultimately dropped. Fane is assumed to be dangerously delusional and should be approached with caution. Any information on the subject is encouraged to be shared at, and the news would go on to
Dangerously
specify
delusional, my ass.
That's accurate.
the news report goes on to state a tip line and other witnesses who may have seen her. Sylvia, however, you aren't there anymore at your establishment, where no doubt the police have tried to track you down.
Huh.
Marcus, you decided to host Sylvia at Crown Records in a little bit of a safe house that you've managed to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Pain and Panic stand at the ready to serve.
I need some
Sylvia.
juice. Marcus, I need some juice right now.
Sylvia, if
I'm
you
getting-
remember, Pain and Panic are the two creations of Xavier.
I hate these fucking guys.
But
But
blood on tap.
Please. I get some blood from the tap.
it's easier than you'd think. Just a subtle press on the wrist and a little spout from straight from the vein. And it is warm and fresh. You're almost
pissed.
tempted to You're almost tempted to just put your mouth to it like a water fountain.
That's the tap? A guy?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
so fucked.
What, you don't know about the human drinking fountain?
I'm
Pretty
against
much,
it
yeah.
ethically, but it's like I eat meat, but I decry, Sylvia says, I used to eat meat, and yet I decried industrial agriculture and factory farms. This kind of feels like the same thing. I'm such a fucking hypocrite. God, I hate being a vampire. This sucks.
Swirling a
Thanks for
wine
reminding
glass.
me.
It's like, this is the world we live in. I mean, when you didn't have to drink blood, were you really questioning where the cows came from?
I feel like I
Or did you
was.
enjoy the ground beef that you had?
I don't know, Marcus. I feel like I've always been driven crazy by these moral contradictions in our society.
There are many, but it's best to just... And he takes a big drink from his wine glass.
How much
Yeah.
do all of you slake?
However much I can without going down to 0, because I'll never do that.
I have a feeding table. So the maximum safe drink would be slaking 2.
Okay. Well, what was I at? 4?
Yes, I
Okay,
believe.
then I'm down to 2. That's fine.
Knowing that, I'm gonna go down to 1. Call over Silver, the bodyguard. I'm gonna take from him to go down to 2. And then I'm putting either Pain or Panic, whoever Sylvia took from, on rest for the rest of the night.
So you take 1 from Pain and 1 from Silver.
Yes.
Okay, so you go down to 2. Silver is a bit, he's a bit disoriented and perhaps a bit sluggish, but he takes it like a champ. And now, mostly sated, your beasts settle in, and you are left with the news station still playing. So what's your plan?
Marcus gets a text from Everjo, at least.
Ding!
So yeah, I'm gonna check and see what I got.
Just says, I heard Sylvia showed up on the Picto TV. How serious is it, really?
Would I know how serious that this would be?
you can make a... Let's see. You could make a... intelligence and politics roll, I would say.
And did anybody tell Averjo of what
Or
Sylvia
intelligence and streetwise. No. But
Okay.
the news article would definitely go into what she did.
did? Gotcha. Wanted to make sure.
What's the difficulty?
Just give me a straight roll.
Got it.
I could also say either intelligence and streetwise. Oh my. Ah. 3 successes. Alright. You know that especially with Sylvia having prior charges on her record, it's not looking good. She would definitely be arrested if spotted.
Yeah, I send that to Average Joe. Just like, yeah, not looking super great. Arrest on site.
Described as dangerously delusional.
I take great offense to that.
Text
She mumbles to herself.
I
the
wouldn't.
text comes back very curt. Where is she? And
We are at Crown
is
Records.
there any? Where is she? And is there any details of what she did? Yeah, that's just it.
The news article or the news story did go to say that she had broken into this building and stolen multiple company files. Nothing specific, but basically the basics of the crime, who she is, her record, her temperament.
I'll ask these questions to Marcus via text.
Kind of answering the questions that I have. Well, giving the answers that I can.
Mhm.
Marcus would be like, she's here with me at Crown Records. From what I can tell, this isn't looking good.
I'm on my way. And that's it.
Who are you texting?
Average Joe. He said he's on his way.
Oh, Christ. You invited Average Joe over?
He was asking about you.
Uh,
I think he's worried about you.
yeah, he needs to mind his own business. I can take care of myself.
Coming from the person that broke into a business last night.
Successfully, I might add.
Apparently not, pointing at the news station.
I succeeded at my goal, which was solve the mystery. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, you did that. But now you're also a wanted criminal.
Who isn't these days? I mean, come on.
Marcus slowly raises his hand.
Oh, well, aren't we special? Listen, if you want to be the mayor, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with the likes of me.
You're my friend, and I'm taking care of you.
What did you say, Spider?
Ignore me. I was talking
Okay.
to myself.
Okay.
Look, you're my friend.
I'll just do
and
like
I...
push to talk.
Sylvia, you're my friend, and I'm taking care of you.
I
Whether or
appreciate
not
that.
you... All I'm trying to do is just make sure you're safe, we're safe, because if any of my friends get hurt. And a lot of people are going to be getting hurt. And I don't want to do that. You don't want to see that. And that's just a whole thing we don't need to get into right now. But anyway, I digress. We need to figure out how to fix this.
I don't know. I figured I would just change my look, go into hiding. I mean, I can lay low for a couple decades. Maybe I'll just stay inside until my daughter's all grown up and maybe her father's dead so I can go find her and just be like, hey, you don't know me. And then I can finally see her again, you know? I'd be willing to wait inside for 10 to 15 years. It'll go by in a flash, probably.
How much would you want to bet on that?
I'm not really a betting girl.
You know what? And that's good that you are not. I think it's best if we make sure that you're safe and can still live your life without being stuck here.
But Marcus,
or any other safe.
I don't have a life. I'm just sitting here wasting time. I mean, I'm expendable. You know what I mean? It's like, I wanted to solve this mystery, and it's like, okay, now what do I have to do? Nothing. I have nothing to do. I don't really even go to work that much anymore. I don't have, like, you know, a family. All I've got is just like a rat and a shitty apartment, and it's like, why am I even in New Orleans? You know what I mean? I was running away, but now I have nobody to even run from anymore either, which obviously I'm grateful for, because that's not really a fun way to live your afterlife. But it's like, what am I even doing here? You don't have to answer that question. I'm just saying, like, I don't even see the point anymore.
Marcus walks over and softly takes both of her hands in his, and he's like, you do have a family. We are your family. You might not be blood related, but a found family is still a family. Now then, I want you to know that though things may not seem amazing right now, I promise you that you will be safe, be able to do what you wish to do, and still be able to see those you wish to see. But at this current time, I need you to trust me. And you trust me.
Okay. I'll do whatever. Don't really have much of a choice.
At this moment,
Marcus goes
an
good
attendant
and softly pats her head.
At this moment, an attendant, or perhaps one of the other staff members, comes up to Marcus and says, Mr. Payne, you have a visitor. And flying down the stairs comes Averjo.
Averjo, mi compadre. What's going on?
What you all see before him, or before you all, is Averjo standing with the hunch as usual, but with a purple and blue tailored suit. But instead of the, what's the name for the jacket that goes over everything?
Overcoat.
Blazer.
Oh, blazer, yes.
The
But
blazer?
instead of yes, but everything is tailored except instead of a blazer, there is a cardigan of red that is draped over the rest, and with a crown of horns made of ivory that sits atop his head. Regal, yet not verbose in nature. Simple. Not an overstatement, but a statement. And he walks down.
Weird outfit, Joe.
I
Yes.
kind of like it.
Thank you. The compliments on my fashion is, of course, what I wanted to hear tonight. Digressing from that, what's going on?
Just chilling. Drinking from these random human blood machines.
Oh,
I wouldn't call them random.
panic, pain, pleasure. I hope the night
They
treats
have
you well.
names.
Marcus, is there a rough assessment of the situation, and are you able to do anything about it?
The rough assessment is that this one, pointing at Sylvia, is wanted on site
Mm.
due
I
to
can't
what
go
happened last
outside.
night. Yeah.
Mm.
What I can do about it, I'm not entirely sure as of this exact moment.
Gotcha. Marcus, if you'd like to stay, you may. Sylvia, may we talk?
About.
This and more.
By this, do you mean my newfound criminal status?
Among other things, yes, though this would be a very important piece of topic.
Okay, cut to the chase.
Why? What was the motivation? And why did you skip over step in rash nature?
You want to know why, Average Joe? It's because you didn't give me any fucking answers. That's why. Nobody would. So I went and found them for myself, and I succeeded. I'll have you know.
It would seem that you did. Congratulations.
Uh-huh.
You are very young, aren't you? I keep forgetting that. You have the brashness of somebody who is a little bit older, but still the petulance of someone your age. I'm just trying to understand right now. If you would like to understand me, would you? Would you like to understand how I'm feeling currently?
That feels like a trick question. Would you like me to ask you how you're feeling? Are you okay?
No. No, I'm not.
What's wrong?
A person I care for greatly, and that matters much more than what I can describe in the moment, made out of frustration and brash nature to seek answers in truth, which is a noble act, threw aside all reason and caution. And while it is a testament to her skill that this is the only thing that came of it, it was still sloppy. And you were caught. And a masquerade breach could have been something else that came from it. He walks in a little bit slower, measured pace, bends down, and sits at whatever table or whatever they're sitting at. And I'm just trying to understand a little bit more because, for reasons I will describe later, I'm livid.
Daddy's mad at me. What am I gonna do? Listen, Joe, a masquerade breach didn't even occur to me. I don't live in your world. I don't think about these things.
Hmm?
To be honest with you, I don't really care. You
That's-
know what I mean?
Do you care for
I
the
just,
people who care for you?
I mean, yeah. I just don't see how I'm helping you guys. I'm solving the mystery. You know what I mean?
Do you want to solve? I agree with you. You are helping. How much help and how much of a hindrance will they equal out, or will one overtake the other? Because if this happens again like this, I will do everything to make sure you stay safe. Anything. In a masquerade breach or anything lesser that I have to deal with any other group besides what you're already dealing with. My life is hard enough. And I want you to have autonomy. But if you make mistakes like this, I'll do everything I have to make sure you stay safe.
Average Joe,
Yes. What is it?
I would respectfully ask you to reconsider.
Why is that?
Stop worrying so much about my safety. I never asked you to. I'm already dead. I don't care what happens to me.
Well, unfortunately, other people do, including me greatly.
I don't understand why. You don't even know me. You just decided that I was like your pet crazy person.
I
Well,
didn't decide
I
it.
used to be a real person, but now I'm not. And I don't want you to throw your long, weird unlife away just following me around and trying to clean up my messes. I promise you, it's okay. Just
How?
just just leave, just stop.
How do I? Hmm. Hmm. I don't have that choice.
What? That's ridiculous. Of course you do.
Hmm. How do I teach you? How do I show you? How do I? I can't.
Sylvia
If
leaves.
you are dead,
Before you leave, you can feel the threads slowly be plucked. The back of your mind. It's like your brain is vibrating the more distress that Averjo gets.
That's so
But
bizarre.
you are almost compelled to stay.
Get out of my head! Why are you in my head? Who did that? Ugh! I
no,
stay.
you will sit, and you will
I
understand.
don't sit.
You will stay. Sylvia, there is no way I can tell you anything with you listening and comprehending. you've already made up your mind. You are so sure in your ways that words are meaningless. So how about I show you? He drags his finger along his arm, pulling blood into his hand. And as it pools into the center of his left hand, he looks up at you, cupping it for a moment, looking at you with an intense look that Marcus, observing, would have never have seen. And you can attempt to stop this, but Averjo will attempt to force you to drink this blood.
I do not drink the blood. I scramble. I howl. I bite. I flip out. I go nuts.
Can
I
I
will
get in the
not
middle
do
of
this.
Okay.
I start
A lot of
beating
things
up
are happening at
Averjo.
once. A lot of things are happening at once.
Yep.
Averjo, I need you to make a dex and I guess brawl, because it is grappling.
All right.
Sylvia, I need you to make dex athletics to try to avoid this. And Marcus, I will need you to also make a dex athletics to intervene, or dex and brawl to pull them off of each other.
Okay.
Can you tell me what to type?
So V roll or pool. So brawl, all right, athletics is 1 and dex is 3. So pool is 4. Hunger 2.
Can I activate anything in this moment?
If you tell me, yes.
Just, I think, blood of potence would be good.
Okay.
Do a rouse check for that. Not getting hungry, you're good. So my blood potency is increased by... And, yeah.
Sylvia has 2 successes.
May I either activate rapid reflexes or fleetness in this moment?
Let me see what each of those do. Make the roll, and I will see if either of those come into effect.
My rouse or my straight roll beforehand? I haven't tried it yet.
The roll that I specified, so dex and athletics, or dex and
Got it.
brawl to pull them off of one another.
I'm just gonna straight roll, just for convenience sake. Got it. One success.
Fox, what did you get?
2 success.
Who has higher dexterity? Sylvia, you have a dexterity of 3.
I got a 2.
As do I. I got a 2.
Here's what I'll say happens. Sylvia, you see Averjo leaping at you with blood pooled in his hand. You see Marcus, almost as if in slow motion in this moment, try and reach out and intervene. You dodge, you try and shove away. The blood that pooled in Averjo's hand, however, meets some of its mark. It splashes against your lips. as you retch and it hits your tongue, you get a flash of something. A flash of emotion, a face, a scene.
And
Little snippets, not the whole story.
what she sees, starting with a dark shadow, a pure light, a tall suited man, darkness envelops, and they go away. Another pure soul, and Averjo stays around them, but that disappears too. And you see it repeat a good 6 times, flashes. There's a tether, but they do something, and then the tether goes away, and the tall, gangly man leaves. And now it shows you a silhouette of what you think you look like, and there's that tether. And the only thing you can get from Averjo currently, the emotion that hits you, is just fear. Not instinctual fear, but fear of loss. And that's all that's
You see, perhaps you see faces. Before yours, you see a young woman with short hair and red eyes with a ring of blue. A hand grips her shoulder, and as she looks up, that ring of blue goes completely red. And the tether snaps. And Averjo leaves that vision before coming across yours. And then, with cold, acrid blood turning to dust on your lips, you focus again.
Above board, how long have you guys been plotting to tie me in interdimensional bondage to average fucking Joe?
This is a happy side effect.
Yeah.
Of?
Who knows if you're right about that, but there are other things. You can
I'm
make
just
your
saying,
assumptions.
who invented this link? How long has this been a thing?
Mm.
Do you remember that vision that Sylvia got a while back from a certain someone?
No!
Of going... You don't remember meeting Malkov himself?
Refresh my memory, please.
Malkov tried to take form of Peter in your dreams, in a familiar memory, but you figured out that something was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He said that he saw you struggling on your path and would send someone to help and to protect you.
Oh. Malkov?
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to fuck
AKA
with me. Mr. Malkavian Dad. Oh, god damn it.
Crazy Van. Crazy Van.
Okay, so that's how this all started. Okay. Suddenly that occurs to Sylvia, and she's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's what this has all been about? That's your, uh...
What?
Listen, Averjo, you're afraid of losing me, like it seems you've lost a bunch of other crazy bitches before me. But newsflash,
She
okay?
laughed at that.
Newsflash, I was never yours to lose, okay? I don't belong to you. I don't belong to anyone. I don't belong to Malkov. I don't belong to you. I only belong to myself, and I don't need anybody looking after me. I rebuke this I rebuke it. I revoke this tether. I cut the cord.
Well, unless you die or you kill somebody, you won't.
What do you mean I have to kill somebody? How does that work? What kind of magic spell is that?
Not a... He gets up and just, oh, I don't, it's such, it's like his entire body has been wound with springs. This isn't some greater calling to me. I only can stay where I'm able to protect something innocent. And when that is torn from me, my mind leaves me and I wander forever until I find something to protect again. Don't ask me why. It has to be something innocent. Because I don't know why it is that it has to be something innocent. Maybe it's me, maybe it's God playing a trick. Doesn't have to do with anybody outside of myself. I'm selfish. I care for you, but I care more for the fact that you give me the lucidity to remember everybody around me right now. And if you were to die or take your innocence away by yourself, I'm gone in every sense of the word. That's why I care, because without you, this group, this life is gone again.
I don't remember signing up for this, Joe. I don't remember agreeing to be your memory keeper.
Choose. I didn't choose it either. It just happened. I don't choose these things. I just meet somebody one day who's really nice, and my mind, the fog clears. I didn't choose you. I just came across one day. And after meeting you, I could remember the faces of the people standing around me, and I could have friends again. Nobody told me to do this. And if you want to throw it away, fine. But you'll be throwing away my life too.
You don't think you'd be able to find someone again? There's no more innocence left in this disgusting world?
There's always somebody new, but why do you want to... Last time it happened, I walked the earth. Before the one before you, I walked the earth for a century. Just gone. I was abused. I was taken advantage of. I was strapped down to a table, and the shadows that I'm able to call were burned from my body. And what did they do? They said, oh, you'll never hide from us again, but let's make sure you're strong enough to take everything and anything that we give you so we can find you again, and you'll still be here. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of my sire. I'm scared of the hunters who know who I am. And without my mind and faculties with me, you might as well throw me into the fire, because that's probably where I'll be. but probably not. Probably will be a lot worse than that. I don't want to take you for granted, but you take yourself for granted more than I ever could.
Can I just hug both of them? Can I just give them both a hug?
I mean, you can attempt it. You can certainly try.
I second that. It will probably only be an attempt on your part.
Oh no, this isn't Marcus. This is Steven, the
Aw,
player. I want to hug
Steven.
them.
Yeah, this is also
Aw.
this scene is
This
so
is-
fucking good.
How are we doing? I can do a scene change if you need some time to collect.
I'm fine, just holy crap, I was not expecting this. First thing in
Yeah.
the morning, like, holy
To be
crap.
honest, neither was I. I'm a little bit blindsided by this development. I think that this is going to create an opportunity for Sylvia to be forced into some character changes.
Mhm.
So I
Some
hope
characters.
everyone's ready for that.
Of course.
Gotcha. Hey, nobody said this was a happy ending to this story.
Just to warn you guys, I really do not see a happy ending for Sylvia.
Gotcha. Well, luckily for you, neither do I see a happy ending for Averjo, but let's...
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, trust me. He's my tragedy wrapped in a comedy, so we're fine here. Are you good to continue the scene, though?
I would say Sylvia is just silent after that and just ignores you and is completely unreachable. I think she's done for right now.
After a moment of saying some other platitudes or something, I'm sorry. I know you never asked for any of this. Never asked for the second life. Never asked for friends. Never asked for a found family. Never asked for anybody to care about you. I never asked for many things that were forced on me. I hope that... I hope you find love for yourself in some way. And I hope your daughter gets to see her mom again with a smile on her face and not a pile of ash in the corner. Because that's where I see you heading, sprinting towards. I'm sorry for putting you in this position. I'm just sorry. Marcus, I need to go. I just need to leave. There are things that I need to take care of. Is there anything I can do for you?
Just keep me in contact. Let me know where you are. Let me know that you're safe. Okay.
Sure thing.
Hey,
Sure
Marcus.
thing. Oh, could you follow me out for a moment?
Yeah.
Oh, Sylvia. I hope the night goes better than it started. Goodbye. Evershow will continue out with you, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so pissed off right now. He wants to do something forcefully, but thinks better of it for the moment. Well, Marcus, any comments from the peanut gallery after hearing all of that?
That I don't really think is any of my business. I do know that what you're going through can definitely be terrifying. There's others out here that care about you. Even if what happens between the two of you happens, know that no matter what, I will do everything I can to protect you.
I'm glad to hear that. If that's the case, protect her. Don't worry about me. I always persist.
Hold on there. You can't ask me to do that. You all, every member of this coterie is a part of my familia,
Good.
and I will take care of my familia until my last breath.
Good. Because if Sylvia does, well, you know, I'm gone. He pulls up his arm. I have half the mind to take all of it from you, but I trust you, which is a rarity. For how friendly I may be, I'm not that very true, to be honest. He shows you the tattoo of the words in shadow lettering on his wrist. Claire. I don't remember her face. I don't know where she is. And the only reason I remember her name is because I put it on my flesh. And I just have an emotion. And after a clear mind that I had from yesterday, the fog starts coming back again. Claire wasn't the first. She won't be the last. I just hope I can hold on to this group of people a little longer than the last.
Average Joe.
Yeah.
I can promise you, no matter what happens, you will live on one way or another.
Yeah. I always do. Well, I have to go see what everybody else is doing tonight. I need to just take a break from Sylvia. Just keep her safe.
I will.
Good.
Have my word.
Well, ta-ta! I hope the night keeps on trucking the way it should for you. He snaps, puts finger guns at you, and jumps into his RV and drives off.
All right.
Wait, I have to finish this. As Averjo drives off,
Oh shit! I didn't
Marcus.
see my DMs. Fuck.
Marcus
Oh, well.
rolls up
Don't
his
worry about it.
sleeve and looks at Averjo's name tattooed on his left forearm. and then looks back towards uh, the RV that Average Joe is driving and says, "You'll live on in my mind, my brother," and then roll his sleeve down to turn to go back.
Wait, you have Joe's name tattooed on you, Marcus?
Yeah, that happened a long time ago.
I don't remember that.
They're
That's really
besties.
funny. That's
Yeah.
really funny.
They're
It
besties.
happened very early on when I joined. Xavier is able to put permanent tattoos on vampire flesh.
That's so funny.
By
The
the
Blood
way,
Brothers.
If anybody ever texts me something that they need me to see, I usually, when I'm improving, don't look just at my DMs. So just say, look at my DMs. That's all.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Smart. Yeah, improving is like a sport.
I love it.
All right. Let's do a quick scene change and also a vibe check. How are we all feeling?
I'm good.
Hungry.
I'm better.
Definitely awake now.
Phenomenal acting. Can we get a round of applause for everybody?
Holy crap.
That was
That
funny.
was great. Loved it.
That was
I loved
so
every
good.
second.
Like, holy shit.
You did wonderful, Lena. That was so
Oh,
good.
thanks. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You know, I guess I'm just an actor. You know.
oh. It-
Mhm.
Is there an overall vibe you're trying? Is there a reaction you're hoping to get when you play her the way you do?
No.
Gotcha.
I guess I'm just being honest through her. You know what I mean? I'm just
Mhm.
she can't help it.
Exactly. I feel like in another life she was a Bruja.
Probably.
I think she's probably learned a lot from um
Ophelia.
Ophelia?
Ophelia about like just like what you can get away with saying and how to get your way, but maybe it's just sort of her own thing as well.
Also, sorry to throw all that out, without talking to you behind the scenes. We can talk more about it later.
I think it explains a lot about your character motivations up to this point, but I will say Sylvia is very interested in her own autonomy and she might be willing to do whatever it takes to get it back. So whatever happens next, I don't know if she's gonna have Joe's best interests at heart. She might not even have her own best interests at heart, to be honest with you. She's kind of unhinged. So I'm excited to see where it takes us, but it's probably not going to be like a safe path.
Oh no! Trust me, I knew the second Averjo did that. It was not heading towards a yellow brick road, as it were.
Okay, as long as you have signed the
This is a
waiver.
world of darkness. It ain't a happy story.
Mhm.
Great.
Anyways,
Excellent.
All right.
back
Cool.
to you, DM.
All right.
Like,
Thank you,
So-
thank you, DM.
like the mental image that I got from Sylvia's mind for that whole scene was like some random with like a fencing sword, just like get back or so help me.
Yeah, she needs distance. She's like, yeah, allergic to friendship.
All right. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's move over to Alistair, shall we?
Oh boy.
So, we cut to the dorms. You're milling about, hungry.
Are we
So
recording?
hungry. We should be.
Check.
Yes, don't worry.
Yeah. Alistair, you are so hungry. And you're alerted by something else. Your phone's ringing.
Oh.
It's a familiar number.
Alistair checks the number and curses under his breath.
Does he
What
answer?
the- He contemplates not answering, but his heart is saying otherwise, even though his head is cursing this individual in every single language he knows.
Mm.
He picks up the phone. What is it this time?
Is that any way to greet an old friend?
Friends is not what I would call our situation.
Well, that's a shame. I thought you would be more eager to hear what I've found out. But if you're not interested anymore, then I suppose you can just hang up. And you can hear him starting to pull the phone away.
Wait.
Oh, so you are interested.
Just tell me what you found.
Well, I did a little bit more digging. Few contacts. Partnership. You asked about that skincare brand and what was it? New Orleans Developments?
Yes, those were the specifics.
Well, turns out that's not even half the situation. The
What are you
partnership,
What are you talking about?
New Orleans Developments, is a subsidiary of the company of Pentex. I'm sure you are familiar with them.
Enlighten me. What does
Pentex.
Pentex have to do with this?
Pentex owns many different companies, and it seems New Orleans Developments approached them. Kingmaker wanted to sweet talk their higher ups and became another subsidiary. Basically, he's trying to consolidate power with that company and his own.
Has there been any information as to any testing that's been involved with this company?
A bit. But it seems that. But it seems like in that circle, that information has been stolen recently.
Stolen?
Oh, yes, it was on the news. A young woman broke into the office. I believe her name was. Sylvia?
I saw the news. So that information is MIA for the moment.
Yes. But it is confirmed. There is testing going on. And I'm surprised that you didn't figure out that New Orleans Developments is a subsidiary of Pentex. It's quite public knowledge.
I tend to keep low to the ground in terms of politics. That is more your area, considering your considerable standing which I'm very surprised that you climbed so high in the very long interlude between London and now.
You flatter me, darling, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and so too must I be careful to play this little game of chess.
So am I one of your pawns, or is this just checkmate on your own standing?
I've had you in check ever since we struck our deal. You've just been running across the board, so to speak.
Should have guessed as much from a serpent.
Such harsh words. What about the words we exchanged earlier? I'd love to go back to that.
This is the first time you have spoken to me in 8 months. Over a century of
As I
no
recall, you were the
contact.
one who called me first.
Yes, but you could have spent a century trying to find out where I was. You left for Chicago. I was locked in the Chantry for over 150 years. What makes you think I could even trust you after all that? Answer me that, Zell.
You didn't get the letters.
What letters? The only
Why
contact I've
don't you
had is...
ask? Why don't you ask the one who locked you up?
What are you talking... Alistair's...
I did try to get in contact with you.
Alistair's mind goes blank as he realizes there's only one person for that entire time he's had contact with.
Now I can hear those gears turning again in your head. Well, that's all that I know. That's all that I found out. I do enjoy speaking with you, and I'm glad that you remembered my number. Perhaps you did get that final letter after all.
He wrote the number on my wrist before I left my hut. That's how I remember it.
And it was wonderful to see you then. To be honest, I'd planned to let our little... to let our night of passion go. Move on from it, so to speak. Only stay in contact for the boon that was owed. But my door is always open.
I need to go back to my dorm. I'll go over the information and see if I can find the other missing pieces.
I wish you the best and the most good luck.
Alistair quickly hangs up before he loses his cool.
I
This
hope I
early
did him justice.
Almost, but there is a certain flair that only I can master. But you did pretty well.
I tried.
Um,
I'll try and up the
that-
ante next time.
No, it's fine. I'm pretty good at, like I said, I'm pretty good at doing conversations myself. Anyway, Alistair thinks back to the constant back and forth between Lucrezia and himself. How cagey she was at times. And he's so tempted to just throw his phone against the nearest wall and shatter it into a million pieces with the boiling rage he is now feeling. But the beast is hungry, and he hotfoots it back to his dorm room to grab the blood bag that had been sent to him earlier that day.
Lovely. What do you do next? You have a task ahead of you.
After slaking his hunger, so that should bring him back down to hunger 3. He decides to call Marcus. Marcus, are
The
you
phone
there?
rings.
Hello.
Marcus, it's me. Does Sylvia still have those files?
Hold on.
Because I got some more information, but the files that Sylvia procured had another piece to our puzzle. What do you know about Pentax? Okay. Oh.
His internet crashed.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Oops.
Can you hear us
Hello?
now?
Yeah.
Hello?
There we go.
My internet
Okay.
for a second. I went, shit.
Oh. Okay.
The last thing I was able to hear, if y'all heard me, was what's going on.
I got some information from my contact concerning the skincare brand, and the files that Sylvia procured add more fuel to the fire. What do you know about Pentax?
I've gotten a good amount of information from some of the files that Sylvia got us.
Well,
Do you know
apparently...
Hungarian?
I do not. But I
Oh,
do
then you
have
don't
the
know
bank
shit.
information that I was given.
Well, from what my contact was able to find, which was a considerable amount considering his standing. There is a consolidation of resources happening. And apparently Pentex is at the crux of this.
Okay. That doesn't sound good for us.
No, it doesn't. I need the files Sylvia was able to get. Does she still have them?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Average Joe has them at the moment.
And I'm assuming Avajo is MIA.
Average Joe was just here. He said he was going out to meet with everybody else.
Alright, I'll see what I can do. I have to contact my side to see if there's been any more progress on getting the files of Patient Zero. I still
Alright.
can't help but think that this is all linked together.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I will let you know. Some of those files are in Hungarian. So if your buyer or your contact can help us out with that, that would be very, very grateful to this investigation.
I don't think he knows Hungarian, but I'll see if Lucrezia has someone that I might be able to get a hold of. Talk to you later, Marcus.
Talk to you later.
Alistair ends the call and makes another one to his sire, keeping keeping the conversation between him and Zell private, of course.
See,
Lucrezia, I've just contacting you to find out if there's been any progress on those Patient Zero files.
yes. If you go to the student nurse, the campus, you should say that you should be able to access them. I will send you more details on how to access them. Say that it is for a medical study.
No problem.
I will give you
Also-
a name to
Alright.
use.
I also have a bit of dilemma. One of our coterie was able to find more files of a pharmaceutical company, but they are in Hungary. Do we happen to have a translator?
Hungarian? She kind of
Yes.
mutters something in Italian for a moment. I will see what I can do. I would not advise sending the files anywhere. Hold on, just above board because I blanked out for a second. Did you say that they were stolen?
No, I didn't say they were stolen. I just said that we
Okay.
acquired them.
Acquired, okay. I would not recommend... I would not recommend sending them anywhere. I will see if there is a translator that you can speak to.
Thank you. And I'll head to the nurse as soon as possible, because the sooner we crack down on this Patient Zero, the sooner we can find out why Kindred are getting sick.
Yes. Take care to avoid any contagion. Do not drink from the campus.
I have my own store of blood bags. I'm good.
Good. Buonanotte, Alistair.
Buonanotte, Lucrezia. he quickly hangs up because that's about as much contact as he wants with her at the moment. Above
Makes
board,
sense.
what would above board? What's the name that I am to use for the school nurse?
Give me a moment.
Because I think Alistair's just focusing on the case at the moment just to distract himself from what Zell has revealed to him. Because he honestly he does not know who he can trust more at this point. Because he feels like he is being betrayed and used on all sides, and he does not know which way is up and which way is down right now.
Okay.
So he's just primarily focusing on this case to take his mind off his anger.
Okay. The name that you are given to use or to mention, is...
Can you type it in chat?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Sarah Marine.
Okay.
Or Dr. Marine.
Okay. Having this information in hand, he decides to go straight down to the university med center to speak to the nurse there.
The campus is well lit. You see a few students in the waiting room with various injuries, perhaps a frat boy with an ice pack on his head, with just chatting and laughing with his buddies. You see one woman who looks extremely burnt out and sort of insomnia-like. And you see a few others coughing, sniffling, you know, various flu symptoms. They're all wearing masks. The ones that are coughing and sniffling. And there's a receptionist who looks up and sort of waves you over. Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a Dr. Sarah Maureen.
Oh yeah, she did tell me that somebody was coming by today. Let me go talk to her really quick. And she hops into the back. A few minutes later, another older woman comes out, sort of more solemn, stony-faced, but she sort of nods and waves you back.
Hello, my name is Alistair. I'm here to collect some files for a medical study.
Yeah, I got the call from your professor. So you want to know about the thing that's going around? You want to investigate that? Honestly, I can't even bring myself to say it. Kills me that a student. She kind of looks away for a minute, but then she shuffles around her office. And she produces 4 files. This is the patient 0.
That's quite a lot of information. Isn't this just a recent contagion?
This is 4 separate cases.
4.
She nods and sends and gives you the first file of patient 0. He came in with the splitting headache. Temperature was spiking through the roof. Pale as a ghost and sweating like a sinner in church. All of a sudden, he got a nosebleed. His eyes... I don't even know what happened to his eyes. It was like the nosebleed got so bad it started leaking up into his sinus cavity.
Yeah. Well, this
Fever.
information should-
Yeah. The fever basically already had killed him by that point. Couldn't bring it down no matter how much we tried. And then a nosebleed just pushed him over the edge.
I see. Well, this information should be quite helpful in our studies, considering we are actually investigating bloodborne pathogens, so perhaps this could shed some light on this.
About that, there was another one a few nights later.
Go on.
Give me 1 second to come up with a name for her. Another young woman came in. She said she was assaulted by something. Pale as a ghost. Her fever was just starting to spike. Spoke real little English. She also had a little bit of a nosebleed, but soon her blood pressure just bottomed out, and we had to send her to Tulane.
But the
I don't know
symptoms-
what kind of thing does that.
But the symptoms of the first case are different to this one. Are you sure it's the same? Are you sure it's the same pathogen?
I'm not sure, but she had that same thing with the eyes and the nose, and we tried to stop it, and it seemed to work for a little bit, but then her blood pressure just plummeted. It was like it was all gone from her body.
And these 4 cases, how far apart were they from each other? Just to get a timeline of
First one
possible spread.
was a week ago. Second, probably 5 days ago. And then this last one is the most recent.
This has only happened in a matter of weeks.
I know. We're trying to get things down, and there's only so much we can do.
I see. Well, thank you for this, Doctor. I'm sure this will be very helpful with our studies.
Yeah. Last one, if you're looking at bloodborne pathogens, this one was HIV positive.
I see.
Came in complaining of back pain. His temperature was spiking too. Pale as a ghost. Already came with Kleenexes stuck in his nose. Said it was a totally separate issue, but his eyes were bloodshot too. Soon enough, his blood pressure started going wonky, and to make sure that we didn't miss anything, we sent him to Tulane too, but he took a turn for the worse as well.
And he was the only one that was HIV positive?
There's one out in the waiting room right now. Who is?
I see.
I was gonna see him, but honestly, I'm about half a mind from taking the night off.
I see. Well, thank you for this information, Doctor. This is very helpful.
As the doctor sort of stands up and goes to the door, there's a retching noise in the hallway, and a nurse sort of crying out, "Oh God!" And you hear someone stumbling down the hallway. Sort of wheezing breaths. And Alistair, with your beast still active, you smell blood. But it's sickly sweet.
Alistair rushes out to the hall, making sure to keep his distance from anything that might be coming down to see what exactly is going on.
Graphic scene warning, just so everyone's aware.
Okay.
As Alistair, as you open the door to the hallway, you see a young man, barely even a teenager. It looks like he had... It looks like he had a trash can at one point, but that trash can is now discarded. You see his eyes, they're bloodshot, streaming with mucus and blood. It's drooling from his lips. You hear his wheezing breaths. And he looks right in your eyes. "Help me! Please, help!" And after another moment of wheezing, he gags. And he vomits onto the floor. And it is just red, red, red. And he collapses. Someone call an ambulance!
Alistair's processing the scene in front of him before he quickly leaves. If he was still alive, he most likely would have retched at the sight. But he gathers his composure and quickly calls Marcus.
Hello?
Marcus, I'm at the University Medical Center.
What's going on?
A patient just died in front of me. It looks like his eyes, his nose, his mouth was bleeding, and he just vomited this stream of blood before he collapsed. It's like the inside of his skull liquefied.
That sounds absolutely horrifying.
There's been 4 other cases, all the span of a week.
Okay. Don't touch anything and get out of there.
I already left. I got the files from a Dr. Sarah Marine.
Fantastic.
Right.
As you pass by this hallway and try to escape, Alistair, I need you to make me a frenzy check.
Oh shit. Okay. Frenzy. What's the modifier again?
The modifier?
I'm on roll 20 at the moment.
So go to willpower, resist frenzy.
Willpower resist frenzy. Yep. And so is that the amount of willpower I've got left, or
I believe so.
okay, let me see. And it looks like I got 3 willpower left. Alright, let's try that modifier. Difficulty?
Give me a straight roll.
Roll. Where'd that go?
Wait, how did you get 8? You should have... Oh. So you should have gotten some willpower back, equal to your composure or your resolve at the start of the session. So I think just... resist frenzy, no modifier, should be the 5.
Oh, okay. So, no modifier. Right, let me try that again. Straight roll, so that'd be no difficulty. Nope, still succeeded.
That scent is still cloying at your nose. It's so sickly sweet, it would be so tempting to just... So tempting. So tempting to just go back and, you know, you could help him out the door and then take a sip. He's dying anyway, but no. Your rational mind pulls you back. It's contaminated, it's not good. This is some kind of trick.
I get out of there as fast as I could. With the files at hand, I decide that I have all the information that I need for the moment. And I decide to...
You see...
Hmm?
You also see the insomniac-like girl following your path with her eyes as you walk out.
Alistair feels presence on the back of his neck, and he turns to see this girl staring at him.
She stares back, and Alistair, you notice she does not blink. But she seems to have a knowing look in her eye. And she follows you to the door soon after.
Alistair waits until both of them are out of earshot and out of sight of the medical center before he turns on the girl.
She puts up her hands submissively. Relax. I'm one of you.
Why are you following me?
You smelled it too, didn't you? The sweetness.
Do you know what's going on here?
She kind of looks down, looks back, then looks back at you. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that any mortal that's been fed on end up like that within a matter of days.
What do you mean fed on?
They don't know they're infected. And we don't know until we feel the pain. And the only thing that stops it is that same blood. It's like an addiction and a virus. And the more we drink from people to try and slate, the more we infect. It's a plague, a curse, an addiction. I haven't felt anything but hunger in weeks.
Alistair thinks this over and hands over his dorm key to the girl. Go to my dorm room. There is fresh, untainted blood bags in the fridge. Grab what you need to slake your thirst, but under no circumstances are you to hunt. Because if this is spreading by mortals, none of us are safe.
You do that? Just for me?
I'd much rather you take blood bags than turn to a ravenous beast. Go. Just put the key on the door when I get, so that way I have it when I get back.
She kind of shakes her head. It won't work. I've tried. I stole one from an ambulance once. It didn't work. I'm still so hungry. And that's why I wait there.
You can't risk it. Take the blood bags. Get off the campus.
I'll try.
Go. Alistair decides to, once again, call Marcus with this new revelation.
I take it something else has come up.
Under no circumstances are you to feed from anyone in the campus tonight. At all. Anyone who's been fed on ends up like these people. And
As
the
soon as
kindred
you
that
say that, your phone dings in the group message as Marcus has sent out the warning to everybody.
any kindred that is fed of these mortals becomes addicted to that blood. No matter how hungry they get, they must feed off it. Something is very wrong here. I need to let Lucrezia know as soon as possible what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Make sure everyone is stocked up on blood bags. Make sure all the blood is untainted. Under no circumstances are any mortals be fed on.
All right, I'll make sure. I have a reserve nearby. I'll make sure I'll have somebody roll. I'll have Max roll to everybody. Night. Everyone will get something.
I've got my own contacts, so I'll be able to get my own supply. Alright. I'll meet up with you later. I gotta make this call.
Sounds good.
Alistair,
Normandiga.
Alistair immediately hangs up and calls Lucrezia immediately.
What is it?
This is bad. I just came from the University Medical Center with the files, and a mortal just died in the waiting room, vomiting blood, blood coming from the eyes and ears. Is the inside of their skull completely liquefied. I just also ran to a kindred that had fed on one of these victims, and no matter how much they feed on regular blood, it does not sate their hunger. They become addicted to this blood, and any mortal that has been fed, and any mortal that is infected and has been fed on, ends up like the one that I just saw in the waiting room.
Slow down, slow down. The mortal died in front of you.
Yes.
And he was bleeding from the nose, the eyes?
Yes, it's as though it was as though the inside of his skull had liquefied. And apparently that happens after a kindred feeds on an infected. And the kindred that feeds on the infected becomes addicted to the infected blood.
You did not drink from it, did you?
No, I got out of there as soon as I got the information. I've already sent out a warning to the New Orleans kindred to not feed from any mortals in this area. We don't know how far
Tell
this
me,
may spread.
Alistair, tell me, this is very important. What did it smell like?
Sickly sweet, almost like syrup. And with the case files that I have here, this contagion is recent. All these patients die within a week.
Alistair, you need to move off campus.
What's going on?
I do not care with who or where, but you must avoid contagion with that at any cost. I cannot have any risk of contamination. Alistair, this is a blood curse. The origins of which I have not seen since long ago. The blood is meant to be addictive, and the more a victim bleeds, the more are attracted to it.
When was the last time this curse occurred?
It has been so long. I will have to do more research, but for now, you must stay off campus. Take everything valuable and take the blood supply. Make sure it has not been contaminated by anything. Or anyone.
Is another haven I could relocate to New Orleans for the time being.
Good. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. There's just a lot of things happening tonight that make no sense to me.
I see. If you start to feel... It is impossible for us to become ill. But if you do start feeling those symptoms, then you must notify me right away.
Understood.
Have you met any kindred who are affected by this?
I met a girl, but she was the only one I could see. She looks like she had been fed in weeks.
And she has withstood frenzy.
From what I can tell, yes.
Even
gave
with
her-
the victim.
I gave her the last of my supply to make sure that I could abate it, and I have an extra resupply in the haven closer to the museum. Apart from that, she's the only kindred I've come across on campus. I do not know if there are any others lying in wait.
I see. Stay vigilant. Stay distant. We must track down the source of this curse. If you can find the body of patient 0, then
I'll see what I
I
can
would
do.
recommend that you have spoken with the Hekata, correct?
Prince Ellen?
I would discuss this with her. The only reason we can even fall ill or fall victim to this is because of the machinations of her clan. If there is an antidote, she would know it. Or know someone who knows where to find it.
Understood. I will see if I can gain contact with the Seneschal.
Good. Be careful, Alistair.
I will.
And she hangs up.
Shit. Alistair decides to head back to the dorm quickly to gather what little belongings he has, including the grimoire, and heads to the New Haven as soon as possible.
You go back to your haven. And you see several empty blood bags on the floor. All of them completely drained. Some even looked like they've been torn open on the kitchen counter and licked clean. But the door was left locked. And the key was in the place that you instructed it to be.
Alistair quickly gathers his things and just leaves the key hanging on the dorm, knowing that the girl is most likely still there. Just calls out, "The dorm room is yours. Stay safe," and leaves.
We now turn to a different point of the city. Ophelia. I apologize for taking so long to address it. Ophelia, you've woken up in a relatively good mood.
Good morning, Molly. Are you trying to see how far my jaw will stretch again?
You hear coughing.
Molly, you good? She gets up and she heads out.
Molly is standing over the kitchen stove, heating up a pot of water, wearing a robe. Hey, sorry. I don't know why I'm feeling so under the weather.
Sugar Plum, you look terrible.
I think I just got the flu or something.
At this time of year, Molly. I've known you for how many years? Never once have you gotten sick before. The flu?
I don't know. I'll go to the doctor or something. I feel like shit. I think I'm gonna call in or something.
No, you are calling in. It's not might, you will. What are your symptoms? Ophelia's remembering everyone talking about some kind of stuff going around with kindred and people. It's like,
I don't know. My head is killing me. I feel cold, but my temperature's at 99 point whatever. I feel like I can't focus. Like there's cotton in my brain.
Alright, here's what's going to happen. Ophelia scoops Molly up with one arm and takes a handle of the pot of water, and it's like, first off, we have a kettle, and I know you know we have a kettle because you made me spend $150 on a kettle.
Sorry. I can't focus.
So you're going to go lie down and rest. I need to make a couple phone calls, but I will ensure that you are well taken care of in the meantime. You are not to get out of bed. You are not to get out of bed, or we'll use the handcuffs for a different reason. And she plops Molly back in bed.
Okay. Can you grab an ice pack or something? My head is killing me.
I will grab several. And she goes out and she grabs some ice packs for Molly and some painkillers as well. And then she calls Alistair.
This is Alistair speaking.
You have my phone number. I don't know why you would respond like it's not me.
Common courtesy. What's going on?
I remember you distinctly speaking about something. You were looking into people getting sick, correct?
There's a pause on the end. Ophelia, what's happened?
What were the symptoms?
Alistair looks at the notes that he's compiled.
On what Alistair hears faintly but still kind of audible is a soft, what sounds like groaning sound on Ophelia's side.
And faint coughing.
Mm-hmm. The groaning is not human. It's just it's like.
You just sound like a squeaky door then.
No, not even that. It sounds like metal. being bent.
Let's see. Splitting headaches, very high temperatures, and there's
And
well, these are like the most obvious ones. The temperature, the splitting headache. According to some of these case files, some of them did report nausea, but wait, why are you asking me this? What's happening?
do you have any information on where we might be able to begin to fix this? Because New Orleans is at stake, and I do not mean by this virus.
According to what Messiah said, it's some kind of blood curse.
So we need to find the witch or whoever who caused this curse. Abaha Hajime, perhaps? Abaha Hajime, perhaps? Bana Hakim. Thank you.
I'm going to see if I can get in contact with the Seneschal.
Hurry.
Is everything okay?
And she just hangs up, and it turns out that with the groaning on Ophelia's end was her physically, like, Mr. Incredible, like, squeezing a chunk out of the oven.
Ophelia, what was that?
Nothing, Sugar Plum. Making a few calls, looking to see if we can get you some medicine. You focus on resting now and tell me if anything changes. Tell me if anything gets worse. And what's helping.
I don't know. I've never been this sick before. And like, you know me, I'm clean.
I've seen you eat bacon off of the streets in New Orleans. I'm well aware.
Hey, that was from a fallen BLT, and I wasn't about to let $15 go to waste, okay?
Still. You focus on resting. You leave all of the managing to me. I won't leave your side. I won't leave.
Can you come here and just snuggle for a bit?
Of course. And she goes in, and she she gently wraps her arms around Molly, but like holds Molly to like her chest, so like Molly's head is in her chest, and Ophelia's hands are gentle, calming, and comforting. Her eyes, though, they shift constantly. The bull is pissed, and the bull is fighting to get out and to find the answer. But Ophelia knows that something like this must be carefully thought out.
Ophelia, as you take Molly into your arms, you get a faint whiff of something. Something sweet?
Molly, are you alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
It smells something.
Like what? I didn't... I probably stink. I didn't put on deodorant.
No, it's sweet. Sickly sweet, almost.
Huh. I mean, I can try and go take a shower.
No. Let me look you over. And Ophelia begins to look over like Molly, like inspecting her.
She seems intact. Perhaps a bit pale, and perhaps a bit clammy. Putting a hand to her forehead, you definitely feel the temperature. Her eyes look a bit red.
Don't worry. We'll get you all fixed up. Oh, hang on. Moon's headphones died.
Technical difficulties. It is how it be.
Tactical difficulties.
This is technical difficulties. This is technical difficulties.
Should we do
This
the
is
Jeopardy
technical
music?
difficulties. This is your
On
song.
my board, this is probably the darkest episode I've been a part of.
Is some good
There we
shit.
go.
Welcome back.
Hold on.
But yeah, so Ophelia is keeping a decent smile on, at least for Molly.
Fox, check your messages.
Let me go check that.
Ophelia then will let Molly down and is like, try and get some rest, all right? I need to make a couple more phone calls.
Knock, 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 knock. You get some knocking at.
Stop with the noise.
Noise? Are your ears ringing?
It's like every sound is like a hammer and a nail in my head.
Hang on, and she pulls some noise canceling headphones and puts them on Molly's ears.
Thank you. And her eyes sort of flutter closed, just trying to sleep.
Ophelia then she'll drop the AC like crazy low, so then it's frigid in the apartment, and she a part of her is itching to go out, but another part of her is she can't leave. She's stuck between her trifecta quandary again. The answers are out there, yet I can't find them. What is keeping you from them? Someone has to stay here with her. She must be protected. If her condition is to worsen like we are expecting, who is there going to be there to be with her? You do not wish for her to be alone. It's not like you're anything new with that. You've never been there when a family member or someone you love dies. Quiet! We do what is needed. Someone has hurt one we love. We find them and rip out their heart. No. We focus. Poised, collected. We find the answers before we lose control. If you want to find the answers for us, then I will unleash us. You will do no such thing. I really need to keep mirrors and reflective surfaces out of this fucking place. Shit. Molly, Sugar Plum?
Yeah?
I need to run out for a couple things. Will you be okay?
Yeah. What about tea?
I will grab everything you will need. Okay?
There's a rapping at your window.
Don't stay out. What?
Put the headphones back on. I'll check the window, and she opens the window.
Average Joe's just kind of eye level with you.
For once, I'm happy to see you. And she grabs Average Joe by the throat, pulls him in, and throws him into the bedroom. Keep an eye on Molly. I have things to take care of.
Uh, uh, oh, oh, oh.
Night, Lena.
What's going on?
Good night, sis. Love
Night
you.
Night,
night.
Lena.
Peace out.
Molly is not, and she's like, she kind of realizes she needs to explain to Average Joe, and so she kind of like gestures her head to like meet me out in the living room.
Oh, okay. He unfolds from the crumpled ball. You put him against the wall in your room, and cranes his neck down, getting through the doorway into the living room, following you.
I am of the belief, unfortunately, that Molly may have contracted what is going around.
What's going around?
Hmm?
What's going around?
It is a sickness! It's a sickness of some kind.
Sorry, you just fully knocked me out of character with that.
I knocked myself out of character.
All right.
It's a sickness. Not sure exactly the details, but Alistair has been looking into it. I was less than concerned about it, but like most things in my life, it's not a problem until it affects me.
So, yeah, I mean, yes. Sorry, just a lot of whiplash. I've had an eventful night, already. So, this is, purpose. Fine.
Just shut up. Shut up. If there's one thing that you're fucking good at, it's protecting people. And I need you to protect Molly. You protect Molly and fucking make sure that she survives all of this while I try and figure out what I can. While I'm doing that, you take care of her. Because I can't be effective if I'm here. But at the same time, I can't just sit here and do nothing. My mind. Ugh.
His hands land on her shoulders for a moment and looks into her eyes. Hey?
You see her eyes, they're shifting a lot. The beast is fighting. The bull wants out. Ophelia is keeping it in.
All right. Huh. Didn't think I'd have to play Cradle Keeper tonight. Hey. Hey there. Hey. You said she's sick, yes? Sickness is going around, apparently. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Maybe Alistair said something about it before. I don't remember. I digress. What if I just heal her?
This is some sort of blood curse.
Yeah, I break curses all the time, I think.
How would you go
at
about
least.
No, I would not recommend it. According to the group chat, feeding is the last thing we need.
No. I'm not going to feed. Well, no, I'm not going to feed. I mean, I can give it a try. I'm pretty powerful. I'll just give it a try. I mean, healing one person, I can't heal the whole town, but maybe for you, I can try.
What would that entail?
Well, it would just entail me looking at her, figuring out, trying to snuff out what's going on. I mean, they're not supposed to be able to get sick with vampire blood, but if it's a blood curse, I mean, my blood is very potent.
You keep your fucking blood away from my fiance, lest you want your blood to end up on my floor again.
She drank from me before. What am I supposed to do?
Just go try. Try. I need to do something, because if I don't, I believe I will do only more harm than good, and if anything happens to Molly, then I need to ensure I can be dealt with. So I need to make a phone call, and she takes her phone and she steps outside and she calls Marcus.
Marcus is quite popular tonight.
Damn right. That's the problem with
You're
being
muted, by the
sexy.
way.
Everybody wants a piece of you.
Marcus is not available at the moment.
Then in case,
Okay. So
Averjo
we'll
stops you
do-
before you leave.
We'll do the other scene first with Averjo.
Oh,
Fuck.
you don't. I mean, I would like a second pair of hands just to witness. I'm sure Alistair would want some kind of log. At least here, he takes out a pen and a paper, and hands it to Ophelia.
Who do I look like? Rise? Do I look like a medic? I'm the one that sends people to the medic. I
Yes,
didn't write
and if
down
you can make
injuries, I
notes.
made them.
Trust me, it will be good for at least. Hey, look at me. Information is key, and Alistair might be able to heal this if I don't. So the more information he has, the more notes, the better. Plus,
You keep telling me to look. You keep telling me to look at you in that patronizing way, and I'm going to tear out your heart.
okay, these empty threats are beautiful, but I'm gonna try to heal your girlfriend.
They're not. You
Probably.
know better than anybody. They're not empty. Let's get this done. And she follows Average Joe back into the room.
Okay.
You hear weak coughing, and you see Molly curled up in a ball, pale, sweating.
Hey there, Molly, Gopali is there, Fifo Fali, how you doing?
Did you get the name of the train that ran me over?
The SS Blood Express. Or was that the SS period? Those things can rip through you once a month too, huh?
Ophelia smacks Average Joe on the back of the head.
Ah.
You get a weak chuckle from Molly. I wish it were that. I honestly wish it were that.
Believe me, I would be able to tell.
Oh, yeah, of course you would. Well, Molly, I just kind of want to assess a few things. I'm in a good state of mind to know what I'm talking about today. So, you mind if I just come up and just do a general check?
Yeah, sure.
He goes,
And she kind
With-
of lays back on the bed.
he will go through a first quick, almost like it's well practiced, just wellness check, cough 3 times, let me see your mouth, say just the general quick checkup, physical, and then do you mind if I just take a little bit of, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna run my fingernail across your palm and draw a little blood. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Do what you gotta.
He runs it along, takes a little dot on the tip of his pinky, and just puts it to his tongue and taste. What does it is there any rolls I can make to discern something about this blood? Just the taste
Okay.
alone.
All right. So, firstly, I would say intelligence and medicine, just for the general checkover.
These are not his skills.
And then I would say wits and occult, if you want to figure if this is supernatural in origin.
Okay. So, for intelligence and medicine, I have 1 dice. So, I am rolling a hunk die. Do this. Yep. Failure on the general medicine. I think I
Did you have
off.
any? I said intelligence and medicine.
I've got 1 dot in intelligence and none in medicine, so I don't know why I made it seem like
Hey.
he knows what he's doing with that. Let
All right, so I'd say then
Yeah.
I'd say then wit's occult.
Wits cold. Now that's I'm a little bit better.
What is your dice pool on that?
That's a 4 dice pool.
4. Okay.
Actually, and you know what? Fuck it. I'll blood surge. Add 2 dice to it.
Okay.
At least I think that's what I get. Yeah. And rouse check real quick. I'm not getting hungry, so still hunger 1. Dice pool, 1 hunger. Oh, come on. 1 success. I'm gonna use willpower. Fucking re-roll 3 of those.
All right.
3 successes in total.
Lovely. So you can discern 3 things. What would you like to discern?
Is it... Is it something that needs to be healed ritually or chemically? Is it something as if this is a blood curse, then some physical parts are part of it, but in his mind, magic takes magic to unravel. But like thin blood alchemy, mixing blood, giving blood in its sense, the strength and potency of his age has power in its right own. So he's trying to discern that, number 1. Number 2, is this familiar to any kind of groups or something, a person that I could nail to this, or a group of people I could nail to this that I may have come across in my lifetime? And then 3, I mean, is there differences with resonance, or I don't know, just some general, it can be something stupid for number 3. Those 2 are the most.
Okay. You have a taste. The taste, the resonance, it's all over the place. It's melancholic. No, it's sanguine. No, it's choleric. No, it keeps on shifting, but the flavor remains the same. It's sickly sweet, like syrup.
Yeah. I don't like
The first question, if this can be healed ritually or via a chemical, this is not a human illness. A drug will not work. This can be healed by a ritual or by an antidote. And for this last question, you've seen this before. You can't remember when, and you can't remember where.
Oh.
But you have seen this before. And it's from the same people who taught you the Damnatio Memoriae.
Or that I taught them. We'll see.
You feel a sense of revulsion in your gut. That a vague memory tickles the back of your mind. It was like someone had bastardized these teachings. Called on things that they shouldn't have. And created an epidemic.
Is there something that I could roll to delve deeper and maybe even no, not yet. I'll just leave what you give me.
You can ask.
Okay. I think Averjo at this point will look to Molly and then look to Ophelia, trying to convey confusion on his face and a need for somebody to help focus him, and to look at Ophelia with just kind of a struggling look. I know this. This is old. It's so close. It's so close. Can you help me?
First off, next time, don't say that as don't say that like a desperate 23-year-old walking into a well, basically walking into a whorehouse after No Nut November. And yeah, sure.
He wants to laugh, but he's trying to focus too hard on this at the moment. He doesn't want to lose it.
What can I do to help?
I don't know. Just what do you do when you are trying to remember something and you just can't figure it out off the top of your head? What do you do?
What do I do? You don't want to know what I do. It won't work for you.
Just tell me. Something.
I punch. If you want to try my heavy bag, it's out there.
Mischievous look crosses his face for a moment, but then refocuses. I know you can take it, but that's not right now. Not right now. That sounds...
What do you want?
I think I don't know what it is right now, and I might remember, but I can try to heal her. I think there might be a way for me to at least help her. I don't know if
anything that you can do is better than this. You've helped me so much.
Alrighty. It's a little bit of a... I'll be sharing a little bit. Here, Ophelia, just... Tear, you can do this quickly. Tear my left ring and pinky off real quick, if you would.
Sorry, what?
Excuse me?
That's storyteller speaking. What?
Yep.
Where is this going?
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I just came back and like, what?
All right. I'll. Intent is heal with a vampiric ability, which is invigorating vitae, and he's going about it ritually.
Okay. Send me what that does.
Okay. I'll just tell you off the top. Invigorating vitae is a fortitude ability.
I've got it, Moon. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, heals mortals faster with the blood. Yeah. It's a level 2.
Yeah, and that mixed with his thick old blood, he's going to attempt to do that, and he's just doing this. This is how he manifests his magic. Trust.
All right. So you'll need to do a few rouse checks.
This is part of it. It's gonna damage.
And the risk of ghouling or blood bonding does remain present.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Okay then. Ophelia, however, does not hesitate like we did. She just immediately like.
Yep. Perfect. See, that would have taken me like fucking a solid 10 seconds. So thanks. Here, can I have my fingers
Here's what
back?
I'll say.
Yes.
You will need to, if you want to heal her to the point where she can recover on her own, you will need to make 2 rouse checks.
Better
sounds
do that shit. You better do that shit.
you sounds good. Hey, I'm just
Actually-
attempting. I don't know if I can do
Actually,
this, but I'm gonna try. What's that?
actually make it 3.
3? Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay.
Oof.
And the rouse checks. Well, let's see what happens. 1, I'm not getting hungrier. 2, you're not getting hungrier. 3, you're getting hungrier. So now I go to hunger 2, and I'll say with that, I want to manifest it in this way. With the 2 fingers gone. Here, I'll take that real quick. Can I have my fingers back?
No. Yes, and Ophelia gives the fingers back. She was genuinely planning on putting them into the garbage disposal and seeing if he could still feel it.
Oh.
You're an
Will it
asshole.
blend?
Probably not. Anyways, thank you. And then something like twice the size of a whiskey glass, if you would.
And she reaches under Molly's underneath, not Molly's, just underneath the bed, and pulls out a German beer stein. Molly uses this for cocktails.
So good. I love it so much.
It's like one of those Oktoberfest, huge fucking beer glasses.
Perfect. And as he does so, he takes some of the blood from the fingertips. It's almost like he's making a teapot, and this is his spout. Here is his handle, and he pours his fingers out. And into the stein, just more and more blood drains, and he takes his fingers in it, dipping his index and middle, and starts running sigils across his arm and then the stein itself, letting his blood flow out. And after it ends, he'll take his hand up with the pitcher of blood, run his tongue around his knuckles, sealing it. All right. I'll just put down 1 superficial damage for that. Hurt yourself. That's what you should.
Take 2 superficial.
2
2 fingers. 2 superficial.
1 for each finger. And with that, alrighty. I'm not sure if this will work again. I make no promises. But
if you can somehow manage to at least help Molly, then I won't beat the shit out of you for creeping outside my window earlier.
I creeped because I wanted to say hi.
Yes, but you still creeped.
I am a creepy crawly. All right, whatever. Right. So, with that, I'm not sure if it will work because my fortuitic abilities are not a natural thing of mine. They were something that was put on me, so I hope it works how it should. I might be a little dusty.
Just do it.
Molly! Hey there! I've got a picture of Kool-Aid that tastes so great, and it might make you feel better.
I literally watched that whole interaction. It's whatever.
It's good shit. I mean, hey, you might have some short-term memory loss, but old blood is good blood. You should see it. Not many people will get to do it nowadays. So here you go. He sets it on her lap. Drink up.
She sits up and she holds the stein with shaking hands and begins to drink. You can see her nose kind of scrunch up at the... Can you mute yourself for a second?
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
You can see her nose scrunch up at the taste for a moment. And then her face kind of goes slack, but she keeps drinking and keeps drinking and keeps drinking until the stein is emptied. And she sets it down. And there's a brief pause before she coughs. And she coughs again and again, sort of hacking, wheezing, retching.
Can I say some dust comes out of her mouth?
Some dust does come out of her mouth. But suddenly, she leans over the bed and there's a sickening splat as a clot of something foul exits her mouth. It smells horrible. It's like rancid blood and rotting flesh all at the same time. And it's like the worst phlegm ball or blood clot. It's like a phlegm ball and a hematoma mashed into one, and it splatters against the floor.
God damn,
And
that was
it
a visceral image.
looks awful and smells awful. But Molly seems to catch her breath. She's still pale and still clammy, but if you press your hand to her forehead, the fever seems to have broken. Oh, water! Water, please!
Sure.
Ophelia will quickly run into the kitchen, and she'll return with a glass of water. You don't hear the sink turn on. Just she runs out of the room, comes back with a glass of water.
She downs it, trying to get the taste out of her mouth, and just sort of sits back. What the fuck is that thing?
I suppose.
Did I eat something bad? It smells like something crawled into my stomach and died.
We shall. I guess we'll have to find that out. Sugar Plum, I'm gonna have Average Joe, and she kind of squints her eyes at Joe, but like it softens a bit, and Joe can see that the bowl is calmed for now, but there's still like a bit of anger in her eyes at the idea of like that my love was just put into danger, and now I have to find out who caused this, because I don't care if anybody else got hurt. Someone I love got hurt because of this. So it's like, I need you to do a full examination while I make a phone call.
Sure.
No
Character-
funny business.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty tired after that. A little bit more hungry, but we're good. I ain't taking anything from her. Out of character note, real quick. That's the second time she's fed from Averjo. Just a good note to have. Averjo just kind of pats Ophelia on the back. That's all right. I think I'm just gonna lay down for a moment, gather my thoughts, kind of scattering around.
And Ophelia is gonna go to the next room and call Alistair.
Hello?
Okay, so things have changed.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, Molly was suffering from the condition that you you described as going on with everyone, but after an encounter with Joe, and Joe doing some I don't know what the fuck Joe did, but it looked like some shit out of JJK, but we're just gonna move past that, because clearly I don't have a domain expansion, you don't have a domain expansion. Alistair, you might be Gojo, but that's left to be determined. Anyways,
Sorry, you just made break character so bad there.
Anyways, Molly is feeling better.
Were there any smells
Well,
that
there
you
was
may
a
have detected?
there was a sickly sweet smell, like when you walk around a carnival and the clowns keep punching you in the face with cotton candy. Don't ask me why I know how that's happened. It always happens to me when I go to the carnival. Clowns do not like me.
Ophelia! Look what I got! Look what I got! I got a jar! I got a jar! Guess what's inside it? It's a
Isn't
clock!
that weird? Yeah, yeah. Anyways, also, and she like snatches the jar out of Joe's hand, grabs Joe and like throws him on the couch. The way Joe lands, he bounces on the couch. A pillow falls under Joe, and the blanket on top also falls on top of Joe as he lands on top of the couch.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Yeah, that happened.
It's just like, anyways, she coughed up this clot.
What?
Yes, I said clot. I don't know. Why do people do that? Why do they say what was just said but questioning? Like,
No.
said something crazy. It's a clot. We're vampires.
Anyway, what you said Molly. You said someone. Wait, you said Molly coughed up something? Molly was
Yes.
sick?
Yes, Molly was sick with the thing that was going around. At least I believe she was.
I
And
healed her!
and this clot, is it in a jar or anything?
Yes, average Joe just put it into the jar. I don't know where he got the jar because we don't keep jars at our house. Molly is like, for some reason, like very anti-mason jar. Something about some weird event that happened once on the internet.
Okay, that aside, let's not question what Average Joe keeps in his pockets, but
I don't think it was in his pockets.
I don't even want to know.
Don't have to shit
Are
out of
you
it.
able-
I can use it as extra storage.
Are you able to get this clot to me?
How far away are you?
I had to relocate because of the university campus is rampant with, well, not exactly rampant, but there have been a few cases on campus, and I had to relocate as soon as possible. I am at a New Haven near the Voodoo Museum.
Why did it take you so long to tell me that you were at the voodoo? You know what? Never mind. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I'm coming.
No, you're
Believe
not.
me,
No, you're not, Joe. You're staying. You're staying here because someone needs to keep an eye on Molly while I run out and get supplies. Because I'm not just doing this to play delivery boy.
But I want to see Alistair. I haven't seen him all night.
I'm actually feeling a little bit better, actually. Like, a lot better. But the headache is pretty much gone. Still feel a little dizzy. If now it actually feels like just like a head cold. So if you guys want to, I would appreciate that. But if you guys have other stuff to do, I think I can take care of myself. It doesn't feel like I got run over with a train anymore.
Yes, did you see what's inside you? He takes the jar out of Ophelia's hands.
What the fuck is that?
It's a jar of blood. It's a jar of blood. And guess what? It's inside it. It's a clot.
I think I'm gonna
you
hurl.
go.
Molly, please don't throw up. Average Joe, please stop harassing my fiance. Now,
All right, here it is.
snatches the jar back. I'm gonna go pick up ingredient. I'm going to go drop this. I'm gonna go drop this off to our resident 2008 emo boy, and then we're go.
Hey!
Oh god, it smells so bad.
Yes, that's why I kept the lid on it. She looks at Joe as she tightens the lid again, but then as she tightens it, she like kind of like grips the top and like dents it a little bit, so it's harder to like open. Just,
Sorry, I was excited. Didn't realize I unscrewed the lid. My bad.
Yes, but I'm going to take this to Alistair, and then I'll pick up some ingredients to make that soup you like.
Yeah, that would feel amazing right now. I think I'm gonna have like a bath or something. 'Cause I feel really gross.
All right, well, do take care. If anything changes, please text me. All right, Joe, looks like you're coming with me. No, I'm not riding in your creepy ass van.
We can ride Well, you know what? Can I ride with you?
I don't ride anywhere.
Do you just run?
I walk everywhere. Yes, I run everywhere. Average Joe quickly comes to realize that Ophelia's been getting everywhere mostly by foot and has still been getting places really quickly.
Huh, I could have sworn that I thought you had a motorcycle or something. All right. I'll get in my thing. I don't want to walk. These old knees can't take it anymore.
I'm not sure if much of you can take anything anymore. You look like that motherfucker who's made of glass
That's not
bones,
what your
paper
fist
skin.
said the other night.
No, my fist proved that you can't take much. It's just you're the equivalent of a sandcastle at the beach. You basically can be rebuilt but back up, but you fall apart the second a weird rock hits you sideways.
I mean, if I'm still there by the end of the day, pretty tough. Anyways, you lead the way. I'll follow you in pursuit mode.
Don't follow me in your van. Don't follow me in your van. That's a pretty
you
good.
in my van.
I'm gonna. The cops are gonna be called.
Worthers.
Do you do realize there's posters of your van all over Bourbon Street because like mothers are genuinely like worried that their children might get picked up by you?
I will make a note.
I didn't know that. Could you tear those down? I'll get a new paint job.
That's what I've been doing. It's not the paint job that makes it worse. It's the fact of like the aura of the van is very like I am going to take you.
Oh, well, help me out with it as much as you can because it's kind of my home, so I want to be good in your territory.
I'm not sure if it can. I will tear down the posters, but I'm not sure if there's much I can do to help with all this. She just gestures to all of Joe.
He pauses and flourishes for a moment.
Just get to the French Quarter.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't hang up on you. Yeah. We'll get right. We'll get right there. Boop. And she hangs up. She's like, "All right, follow me." And she.
It's been a while since Ophelia and Everjo have had a scene alone. God, you could just leave those two to talk for fucking ever.
Oh yeah, they're yappers, certified yappers.
Alistair on the end of the phone, just like hearing all this, like, what the I think he has pretty much well and truly confirmed that he is in a coterie of insane fuckwits.
Hey,
I can't tell if you are all acting differently or because this group is filled of weirdos.
Pretty much.
Well, God, this is such a great. Oh, this has been so much
my
fun.
insults are getting so much better.
They are.
They really are.
They are.
All of
All
this.
Right. Alrighty. So, now, last but not least, we move over to the Voodoo Museum with Rise.
Voodoo.
Yes. Rise, at the beginning of the night, had basically been like, alright, got a plan. Get the voodoo shit, get out. Or figure out the voodoo shit, whatever. And he had packed his bag with a couple of the blood bags that he had, and he had not gotten Alistair's warning beforehand. So I want to double check on he'll have to double check some stuff, but just as a note, because he left to the Voodoo Museum at the beginning of the night. And then above board, how is the Voodoo Museum still open at night? I was doing some research and I was like, some of them are, some of them aren't, so.
I'll say this one is. It's open to a few quote-unquote ghost tours.
Oh, excellent. Rise is like, perfect. Ghost tour it is. And, so he, like, rides up, parks, and then he, you know, just like any other customer, will go up and he'll want to purchase a ticket for the night.
Lovely. Well, you're taken through the museum and shown a couple quote-unquote cursed objects. And yeah, it's pretty standard for like a spooky museum tour.
He kind of is looking
Nothing
around.
really out
He's
of
like,
the ordinary, except for it's New Orleans and it's voodoo.
It's New Orleans, yeah. He kind of is looking around, and he'll kind of go up to the tour guide after, I'm assuming they get some time to kind of wander. And he'll kind of slide up and be like, that was an amazing tour. My friend had recommended this place. He said he comes here often. Maybe you know him?
Oh, well, thank you, Sugar. What's your friend's name?
Oh my god, above board, all I can think of is Kingmaker. What is the other guy's name?
Vincent Castle.
Thank
Vincent Castle.
Thank you. Oh, Vincent Castle. He says he comes here all the time. I just had to see it.
You see her genuine smile turn into sort of a customer service smile. Oh,
Oh.
that gentleman. Well, to be honest, Sugar, I haven't seen him in quite a while. I'm surprised that he would recommend this place.
Oh? Why is that?
Well, we've had to kick him out a couple of times in the past before, you know, trying to get in after hours, so to speak. We do open these late night tours. But, you know, when it's after hours, it's after hours. We just can't let anybody in.
Oh.
In fact, we fired the person who was letting him in.
Oh, goodness, that sounds like an entire situation there.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. We don't like losing any of our patrons, you know.
Of course. And he's like, what would, in his head, he's like, how would Marcus do this? And he's like trying to turn up the charisma, basically. I don't think I actually have anything, but he's trying. And he'll say,
I think you have at least a little charisma.
I mean, I have 4 in charisma. I don't think
That's a lot.
Alright, there we go. So, he'll try to turn up the charisma a little bit and be like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear about that. I didn't realize he was such an interesting fellow. I mean, I met him on occasion, like I said, we've been acquaintances, but man, you're right, I haven't seen him in a while, but I was so sure perhaps I would see him here.
So, what are you angling for?
So he's trying to angle at, like, what was it that Vincent seemed to be most obsessed with, is kind of like, you know, if he comes here all the time, like, why was he coming here all the time? What was it about this place, kind of
I'll
deal?
say that, yeah, I'll have you do it out in roleplay first, and then make a charisma persuasion roll.
Okay. So Rise will be like, oh, that's just unfortunate. He kept telling me there was something so specific, something that kept drawing him here, but I didn't realize that he was so obsessed. He never did tell me what it was that drew him here.
All right, charisma persuasion.
I have to find persuasion. Oh, good. Thank God. Charisma. Difficulty?
Straight roll.
Oh, man. 3. Do I want to willpower it? No, I'll let it be a 3.
Unfortunately, she kind of brushes you off and says, oh, well, you know, company policy. I'm not at liberty to say, what our patrons get up to, you know? He was certainly an odd fellow. I do remember some other tour guides, sort of being fed up with him because he kept on trying to interrupt.
Interrupt? What a horrible thing to do. I mean, you tour guides are in fact the best at what you do. You know best. I would hate to have someone interrupt your amazing knowledge.
It's, well, you certainly flatter me. But, yeah, you seem to just interrupt, say things that are wrong or bringing shame to the community. I don't know.
I'm so sorry to hear that. And he's gonna try to use that, like, charisma persuasion again. What kind of things was he saying? I can't imagine that anything here would be shameful. What was he doing? Do you want me to do another roll for that?
Yes.
Cool. So much persuasion, so much charisma, yet never works.
So far.
Oh, not difficulty 20. Oh god.
Hmm.
Oh!
Even you.
7 successes with a messy critical.
Tasty. Tasty, tasty, tasty.
Oh boy. Boy.
Let's see what I can do here. You are... Investigation aside, you feel like you have to get to the bottom of this, achieve justice for this woman and like the rest of the other tour guides. Like, obviously, like, you feel for this woman, definitely. Like, she didn't deserve that. You need to make it right somehow.
Mhm.
So, 2 dice penalty. If anything you do is beyond easing this woman's suffering.
Got you. Okay.
She kinda chuckles and says, honestly, I think it's just because he was salty that the deal that he made with the museum fell through. You know, he used to be one of our biggest patrons, not just by visit, by payment. I mean, I'm probably not supposed to tell you this, Sugar, but you'll keep it on the down low, right?
Oh, of course. I would never want to cause such hurt to such a wonderful museum or such a lovely woman as yourself.
Oh, you flatter me, Sugar. But yeah, he said he had some kind of artifact to give to the museum, and then he kept on getting cagey about it, and then something fell through, and then one night he came up in blazes, started interrupting all the tours, and haven't heard from him since after he got kicked out. A friend of his got kicked out too.
Ah, yes, the friend you mentioned, another employee here, you had said, who was sneaking him in.
Yeah, older gentleman. I
it hurt to see us go. It hurt to see him go. Honestly, seems like, uh, seems like old Jeffrey was there just since the place even opened. He was so kind, and he loved educating people about this sort of thing. But he said if Mr. Castle went, he would too. So
How unfortunate. It sounds like the museum lost another wealth of knowledge in Jeffrey, you said his name was.
yeah, honestly, he was probably one of the best employees here. He always loved doing these late night tours. I mean, he said he started off as a janitor and eventually just fell in love with the place.
Rise will kind of offer
Honestly,
a charming smile. He's like, well, it sounds like this place has really had some love in it.
it has. It really has. Some people, we get our fair share of those who proselytize and say we're doing the devil's work, but the way I see it, there's energy out in the universe, and however people interact with that energy is up to them.
You are a very wise woman.
Oh, you flatter me, sugar. Yeah, old Jeffrey, he was just the sweetest.
Ah, I'm
Honestly,
so... God.
I would love to see him come back again. Have bygones be bygones.
Why, that sounds like a wonderful thing. I wish I had met him. He sounds like, you said, a wealth of knowledge. If only... Perhaps I could try to convince him.
I mean, you'd really just have to convince our boss to get him back. I'm sure he'd come back in a heartbeat, if you know what I'm saying, but...
Very true, very true. Perhaps I can talk with Jeffrey and we can see if we can convince your boss.
That would be absolutely wonderful, sugar. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's awful nice of you. I don't know if it might work. I mean, sometimes it feels like boss only listens to money. But honestly, with such a sweet and kind young man like yourself, I think you might just be able to pull it off.
It would be my honor. And as I said, I was an acquaintance of Vincent Castle. Perhaps I can find him and also convince him of this path that he was on, that it doesn't mean anything, and he can come back with his patronage and perhaps that artifact that he seems to love so much.
Oh, to be honest, sugar, I don't think we'd want him back there. He's always just had some kind of weird air about him towards the end.
Indeed. Well, even if you don't get him back, perhaps I can convince him to part with his belongings. I mean, if he does in fact have an artifact, I always say these things, they belong in a museum.
Oh, you read it. You must watch all those newfangled Indiana Jones movies. It's fine, sugar. We only take what's freely given.
Rise will kind of like chuckle and be like, oh, you found me out. I do love those movies.
Have you seen the new one?
The one with the new young boy and, perhaps a bit of time travel.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love that one. Especially towards the end. Real tearjerker seeing all the old faces. Anyway,
Very
sugar, I don't want to take up any more of your time than I have already. Did you have any questions about the tour?
Oh no, you have been wonderful, and he kind of offers a quick, head bow. Thank you so much for your time. I do hope I can come back. I would love to see this museum and perhaps you again.
Oh, you flatter me, sweetheart. We would love to give you another tour any day.
And he kind of like will take a bow, and then he'll kind of like look around again to kind of keep up the appearance as he thinks about what to do
It is
next.
It is at this moment that you get the notifications.
He like glances at his phone. He chokes a little bit, putting the phone to his chest. Oh my god. Oh my god. And he like clears his throat and he quickly steps outside and he like texts the groups, "The hell is going on?"
There's a text from Averjo sent to Reese.
He like opens it real quick.
There is a picture and a voice clip. The picture is Averjo sitting in his driver's seat, smiling at the camera with one hand on the steering wheel, the other with a thumbs up. There's a little smudge on the camera that kind of cuts off the top half of what looks like to be Ophelia's lower torso running outside the window.
What in God's green earth? And he like listens to the voice.
Hey there, just chillin', going to see Alistair. Healed Molly. Molly had a jar of blood clots in her. That was fun. Managed to help her out. We're gonna go check that out, and I'm following Ophelia right here. Hi, Ophelia! He waves at Ophelia.
Oh, oh.
Rise is just like, what?
Ophelia just keeps running and ignores Average Joe.
Reese, all right. Ophelia says hi. Anyways, you can either do that or Marcus is kind of watching over Ophelia, or not Ophelia, Sylvia and all that. He might be lonely tonight. Anyways, that's what we're doing. Feel free to join.
Rise is having a moment. He's like, oh my god. He like takes a second to be like, okay. Sylvia is wanted. This is a good start to things. I should pick up contacts. I'm gonna need to pick up hair dye. We'll probably get her a haircut too. That'll probably be a good idea. He's like making a list of things to pick up. And then he like texts.
And then you realize you can't change after death.
he remembers and he's like,
I was about
son
to
of a
say,
bitch.
Watch out the next day or Sylvia's the same person. You did all
Rise
this
is like
work.
crying in the corner, like, I bought all the dye.
three hours of coloring her hair later, and it
Just
turns
sobs in the corner. I tried. He's like, oh god, what? And he'll like text Alistair separately, and he'll be like, all right, what's going on? Because the group chat is blowing up.
Alistair just texts back, "It's easier to explain in person."
Got you. I'll head to your dorm, he sends back.
Not the dorm.
Oh, okay, sorry. New address, question mark?
French Quarter, be there.
He texts back, snaps a, well, he can't technically, but snaps a picture of the, like, museum he's at, and he's like, I happen to be in the French Quarter. Until... oh god, sorry.
And one last thing.
Alistair texts back, "Good. My apartment's down the street."
Yeah. Evershow does send a quick voice clip to Marcus that basically tells the same thing, and he says, "I know you watched after Sylvia, but if you want to, I don't know if you want to come over here or whatever, I can put you on speakerphone when we're all together, because updates and all that. Anyways, hope things are going well."
Rise will be like, okay. Adds a note, talk to Jeffrey, talk to boss, saves that, and then he heads towards Alistair's apartment to get the details first.
Lovely. You all make it to Alistair's New Haven.
The
Care to describe it?
yes, please.
Okay, so I was trying to find like townhouses and things in like the French Quarter while I was on the phone. My caseworker, freaking hell, is running late, was annoying. So basically, it's at the front. It looks like an old style townhouse, but the inside is a kind of a gothic luxury style apartment. Lots of reds, lots of blacks, hints of purple. So very, very modern gothic luxury.
The like polite knock from Rise. Da, 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 da.
Alistair answers the door. You're the first one here. Come in.
Well, cool. I mean, I was right down the road. It was pretty easy on my motorbike. Nice
I had to relocate.
place.
I had to relocate.
He's like, to a multi-million-dollar French townhouse. Looking around in absolute awe. Oh my god. This is worth more than my life.
This was actually an estate run by an alchemist in the 1800s, so we kind of inherited it thanks to the connections that you may have.
Nice. You know, there's a lot of connections in the clan. Maybe I should find some of my people. Maybe they'll pass on shit to me, too.
So, you were in a tizzy on the phone, so I'll have to explain everything once everyone...
Immediate mood shift in Rise. Oh yeah, I was trying to get information at the Voodoo Museum, and then I checked my phone, and I'm sorry, Sylvia's wanted? The campus is toxic? In French,
Again.
qu'est-ce que la fouque? Or something like that.
I will have to explain once everyone is here.
He
Knock,
like
knock, knock.
holds up his
But,
hands and has a moment.
But hopefully it should not take too long to get everyone here.
Fair. Sounds like somebody's here.
Knock, 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 knock.
Alistair answers the door. Oh.
Hey, hello. I brought company. She actually
Ophelia
got it for me, but well,
Ophelia comes out of the bathroom.
you use the
What the-
bathroom in his. Oh wait, in his place or
No.
my camper?
No, in Alistair's house.
What the fuck?
Hey!
How the actual fuck did you get past security?
Window.
Alistair, I think Ophelia. Oh, you know, never mind.
Well, take a look at this. And he puts in front of Alistair's face the jar of blood clot. I got a jar
Please
of
do
blood.
not wave that so close to my face. I can smell it from here.
Oh my god. What had died?
It smells.
It smells like rancid blood and rotting flesh.
This was inside Molly.
Excuse the fuck?
Yeah. A squeezer, yeah. I pushed it out with my blood. Kinda just did a little bit of the old switcheroo with the blood kind of thing. And, this is what was, inside.
And you didn't think that was important? Having like a stare at Ophelia? You didn't. Nobody. Who isn't dying? Who isn't either being arrested or dying? Raise your hands. Just me? Great.
Ophelia raises her hand.
You have arrest warrants.
No, they're not arrest warrants. They're they're me being a suspect in arrest. And most of them took place, and most of them came about in the 1970s or 80s, so that should tell you all of that.
Rise will hold up his hands again. Alright, Can somebody tell me what the hell is going on?
Molly had something. Molly got sick. Average Joe pulled a Sakuna from Jujutsu Kaisen and sucked that shit out with some weird ass fuckery. And now we're bringing it here. So then we can give it to the 2 starting members of our 2012 boy band.
Rise has like the floating question marks. Boy bands? What the hell are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Does that make me the
He's
manager?
You're not anything.
He is referring to me.
Ah.
She is referring to me, and for starters, your questions.
Yes.
I had to relocate because I went down to the University Medical Center to get the files on patient 0. He gestures to the files that are laid out on the coffee table in front of them. Each one of these cases has occurred within a week. All of them are mortals, and all of them have suffered various symptoms, all culminating in bleeding from the eyes, nose, and ears.
You'll see Rise's eyes sharpen a little bit, and he's immediately in the files looking. I'm assuming because you're involved, this is a Liza thing, which means this isn't any normal pathogen that we know about, correct?
If you'll let me finish, I also came across a kindred on campus who had fed on one of the infected. Any kindred who comes in contact with an infected and feeds off them is addicted to that blood. No matter what blood source they use, blood bags, donors, anything, nothing will sate their hunger apart from the infected's blood. I just saw the most recent case die in front of me as I was leaving the medical center. The blood smelled sickly sweet, like syrup, and kindred are drawn to this. I got in contact with Lucretia, and she informed me that this is no ordinary pathogen. This is apparently a blood curse. And it has happened before.
Averjo, hearing all this quickly, in case you want to be part of the scene, Marcus, Averjo will call up Marcus to make sure that he's able to listen in on this important info.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Averjo calls him up at just the very beginning of this conversation, and you're now listening in.
I have the phone on speaker, so you could hear too. So everyone is here.
Yep. Everybody's here. Anyways, what were you saying, Alistair? The whole addicted syrupy pancake mix in people's blood?
It is the smell. the smell it gives off is sickly and syrupy, sickly, like syrup. The most recent case died in front of me with the same symptoms, vomiting blood until he collapsed.
Rise will kind of glance up from the files at Alistair. Did
Was
you,
this-
drink?
No,
Cool.
no.
Was this because they were infected or because a vampire was invisibly feeding on them, or do you think
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Lucretia mentioned that this curse, pathogen, whatever, is similar to magic that the Hakata may perform. However, we cannot draw
Hakata?
any However, we cannot draw any conclusions as of yet.
But,
So, considering that this is happening within her domain, we are going to have to contact Prince Elen to apprise her of the situation. But there's also something else.
what?
The pharmaceutical companies are being consolidated. And the main body is consolidating under is a corporation known as Pentax. So,
What does Averjo know about Pentec?
That would be a intelligence and resolve roll.
My intelligence is so high. Then resolves a bit better. So that's a dice pool of 4, hunger 2. 4 and then 2, and then roll the bones. There's 2 successes.
Okay. You know that it is a very large corporation. And you know that it has its hand in a lot of different very bad cookie jars.
Maybe if I could dial in just a little bit more. Not that it very much matters, but does Averjo know who formed or started Pentex? Did that ever come up in his lifetime?
That I might have to think on a little bit.
Okay. No need. Just kind of curious. Anyways, continue. You don't have to tell me right now, but I'm very curious now. Quick, improv lore on the spot, right now. Do it.
Pentex,
No.
you said. That name... there was something about that name. I can't quite remember. Didn't... Sylvia found out who ran Pentex, didn't she?
yes, I was trying to get the files that she procured, but I have had no luck because of her status at the moment.
Rise will kind of lean over to the phone. Sylvia, you got the files with you still?
Yeah. Why?
I was curious if it said, were you able to find out who was running Pentex?
No.
No?
And it's not Pentex. This is who the fuck is Pentex? I'm trying to figure out whatever this fucking skincare company is. Fontana Teneretti.
Oh, above board. That was my mistake. I completely fucked that up. So if
No
we wanna
worries.
cut that all
So
out.
above board, what Alistair knows is that New Orleans Developments, which is also involved, I believe, with Fontana Teneretti by some means, is a subsidiary of Pentex.
Thank you. I was trying to remember that bit.
Sorry, I'm just defining subsidiary for myself. Company controlled by
Basically like a smaller company under the umbrella of a larger company.
Umbrella Corp.
Anyway, all right, just let's just pretend that Rise never said any of that. Just snippety snip, because I was incorrect.
Rise made a mistake. It's all good. Wait, not Pentex.
Continue. My apologies.
All I know is that the skincare company is also under this subsidiary. So I cannot help but think that all of this is connected in some grand cosmic fuckery that we no longer have any heads or tails of understanding. Which is why I feel we need to contact Prince Elan. Because this is within her domain.
The blood curses are within her domain. Do you think there's no way that she's involved? You don't think?
I don't think so. All that Lucretia told me was that this blood curse, this isn't the first time it's happened, and the last time it happened was apparently a very long time ago. She wouldn't elaborate on other things.
It did happen a long time ago.
Avjo?
He's snapping like he's trying to remember something. Yes, let me, and he takes out the notepad and his notebook for a moment. By the way, did Ophelia make any notes while Everjo did all this? And if so, what do they look like?
Ophelia took notes.
I'm curious to see if she did. Everjo gave her a pen and paper to take notes when he was healing Molly.
Yeah. She took notes and like measured like temperature, symptoms, but at the same time she got distracted partway through, so it's also a grocery list.
Very fitting.
He rips that note out, gives this over to Alistair, the half grocery list note. These were some of the notes when I was healing up Molly. Ophelia took them, so they should be the best notes in the world. And it tasted old. Darkness, plague, famine, all of it. It happened once before. I remember it happened. It was brutal. It's a chemical weapon, a plague, a curse of some kind. And it spreads like a black, ravaging, hungry cloud. like a sword trying to split Cain in half. Who did we fight recently?
Sabat.
Yeah, that. Kind of
Hold on.
reminds me of that.
So, are you implying? I mean, they are formidable. Don't get me wrong, but that can't. That would not. I don't understand or believe that Sabat would be capable of this. I mean, that's not even their modus operandi.
Well, they hunger, they destroy, and they have their motives.
Yes, which is bringing back Cain.
Hmm.
So how would destroying an entire species fall into that?
Species, not so much, but it's easier to topple a world and rule it,
Or destroy their enemies.
or destroy their enemies. That's true. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The blood bonds, the mutual, I forget the name of it, Biddy something. I think you knew the name, Elster. I mean, it's crazy shit.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Yeah. Don't ever join a communal blood bond, guys. It's not fun.
I don't
A
plan on it.
communal?
Yeah, Sabat do it all the time. Not fun.
I haven't. Good thing they killed my sire, so I didn't even have to begin to think about that. Me and the Sabbat? No, thank you. That is a timeline I don't want to explore.
I mean, the blood bond, the mutual blood bond, whatever they call it, would work pretty good. You'd be pretty chummy with more people more often.
I will tear you in half.
We don't need infighting.
Especially
No.
now when it's. I mean, look at these. Just these 4 patients that you have here, Alistair. This is fast. A week ago, this kid was getting sick, and now you're telling me they're dead?
These cases all happened within a week. And the most recent one, he died within a matter of minutes.
God.
And technically, Joe just helped Molly. I'm not fully sure she's still a bit ill at the moment, but doesn't seem to be nearly as bad.
Rise will take a moment. He's gonna take the blood bags that he has out, and he's actually gonna, like, try to see if he can smell anything, like if the description they gave of that sickly sweet.
Regardless,
What
we
is he
need to be-
spelling?
The blood bags that he brought with him. To see if.
Regardless. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
They smell fine.
Imagine.
He puts
Regardless,
them
we
back.
need to be Regardless, we need to be very careful. We cannot risk feeding on any mortals within New Orleans.
Okay.
We
I
need to
have
get.
some blood reserves that can feed most of us, if not all of us.
It's alright, I have my own supply. I have other connections that I could use. But the thing we need to do now is contact the prince, or at least her seneschal. Because she cannot be left in the dark about this. If this is happening in her domain, it's also going to affect Kindred as well. any kindred who feeds on infected gets addicted to this blood. No amount of other blood will sate that hunger.
Then we
I
should
mean,
go
if you
right
guys are
away.
maybe. Yeah, I would agree. Tonight's too soon, but maybe this week? Tomorrow?
I feel like this is something that can't wait.
No, this needs to
Well,
be done now. I'm trying to be reasonable about this, but it's increasingly difficult.
Ophelia, I understand. You're worried about Molly. We all are.
Not just Molly. New Orleans is at risk, and for a bit, when Molly was sick, it was even more at risk. This needs to be dealt with post haste. I will not
I
allow my people to get sick. Not any
I agree.
longer. I worked hard to make sure that they can feel safe. But if they are to fall, then who's to say that the ones we care about won't fall as well? And if I lose one of you, or worse, Molly, I fear that there will be no New Orleans to even rule. What is a king to a destroyed kingdom? What is a baron without territory? What is a god without worshippers?
While Ophelia is speaking this, Rise has like swung himself up and is walking towards the door with his helmet in one hand. Well, if you want to wax poetic about it, or if you want to go do something about it, we should get down there ASAP. And I'd really like you to protect me from the terrible, terrible gators that I know are definitely in that area.
Fine. I suppose fine. I'll assist. Fine. I'll assist you. But no matter, just remember, no matter what the princes say or act like, they tend to not be too fond of me.
Well,
Either because of just how I am, but also most of them know my past affiliations. Marco was not a popular one, and she follows Rise outside.
Be that as it may, we can't just let this sit here. The longer we wait, the more this will spread. There's already been
Um,
There's already been 5 cases. Who knows how many will end up dying within the next week or two.
I'm gonna send out word to the other kindred of the city through my team, and will supply clean blood to as much of them as I can.
Not to mention, what about the fucking CDC? Like, you saw what happened with the last pandemic.
I mean, them dropping the ball.
Well, yeah, but like, this is probably gonna at least garner some attention.
Well, then,
If we
you
don't
need to
get
keep it
this,
under
if
wraps.
we don't get this sorted out soon, we could end up possibly in a similar situation.
Oh,
But
worse.
that's not going to curb it.
No.
Abajo, you
Yes.
said this happened before, a long time
Yes.
ago, and now it's
Yes.
happening again.
Mm.
That means there is a source.
Yeah, I would say that there is. Um, I, uh, I at some point may have been in part of the Sabbat a long time ago. And those memories are very foggy. I can work on that though.
Before I would have judged that, but considering my secrets, I am not in no place to judge.
There is a way I can have you help me, or everybody help me.
What is that?
I don't do it that often, but it's very helpful at times. I could take you all on a guided memory.
Rise had kind of paused in the doorway. Is that safe?
I mean, no, but yes, mostly. It's very safe. I mean, the worst it's ever gonna do is sanity damage, I'd say, in my idea. But I
Didn't
think a lot
Ophelia
of you
take
have
that
a bit of
journey once?
fortitude. What's that?
Didn't Ophelia take that journey once? I recall, or vaguely, her speaking about you tasting like a library.
Yes, that was part of it. That was a little bit of it. Wasn't the full thing. But mainly, yes. I gave a memory to her. I no longer have it. This would be something for you to look in.
I think at the moment we'll keep that on the back burner.
Okay.
What we need to do now is head to where the prince at least conducts her business.
Down on the bayou.
Of course, Ophelia left a while ago.
So we're all heading out to the bayou then?
To the bayou.
To the bayou.
Yes. Let's just hope Ophelia doesn't
Alright
grab
then.
another alligator again.
The bayou gators.
What do we do about this one, though? Marcus pointing at Sylvia, even though they're not in the same room.
The
Well,
fuck do you want me to do?
I had a plan, then remembered that the plan wouldn't work, so I threw out the plan.
I can just stay here.
Hey, Ophelia. Guys, we got to catch up with Ophelia really quick. I think Ophelia has better words to give Sylvia than me.
Yeah, like you gave me any fucking words at all.
Hey,
I gave you so many fucking words.
I hear
Like-
people I heard people insulting Joe.
Oh yeah, join the club.
Alright.
I press mute on my end, and I look. I'm like, Sylvia. I don't.
What?
I care about you. I really would hate to see something bad happen to you.
Why?
Okay? Why? You like my sister.
Oh
I've
god.
never had a sister. Hey, look, I can't help that. But for real, I really do care about you. Less of a romantic way, more like a deep emotional family bond. And I don't want to see something happen to you, especially prison and a masquerade breach. I just want you to be safe. Okay?
Whatever. Just... I'll stay here.
Ah,
I was told that So, why was I called back specifically?
Oh,
okay.
Sylvia
'Cause
has words.
I said after whatever, I was like, deep down, you might not show, but I know you care about me too. And then I I unmute.
Marcus, you still there? You guys got quiet there for a second.
Yeah, just had a moment. Just what's the plan?
We'll meet you at the bayou. I'll go with Rise. Ophelia, you take whatever way you get around.
I just run. Why is everybody so surprised about that?
I'm
I'd
just
be more
surprised you haven't gotten caught yet.
Do you ever surf on the subways? Are
No,
you a
why would I
subway
do that?
surfer?
I will fucking, you know what? Just for that, and she grabs Joe and just starts dragging him outside.
Whee!
Rise kind of holds up his helmet to Alistair. Shall we?
Alistair takes the helmet and puts it on and climbs onto the backpack seat.
The backpack seat, my favorite.
As you all come outside, Average Joe is tied up on the high end of a telephone pole.
Rise has a moment.
So
He's like,
good.
Ophelia, we're all going to the bayou. That includes Average Joe, whether you like it or not.
He can find his own way down. I'll meet you. I'll see you guys there. And then she just.
I swear on all that's holy and unholy. He's like mumbling as he like tries to figure out. Like, Average Joe, can you get down?
Yeah, just give me a sec. And he stiffly and then unstiffens himself. That's a sentence. Yeah. He unstiffens himself. And
Oh,
you
heavens.
hear a bunch of sickening cracks as he dislocates his shoulders and just kind of fucking falls.
Yeah, I saw that
And
coming.
So he pulled a Vecna.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. I mean, all he did, he was on the top of the light pole. So with his height, he just had to step down.
No, I was saying like you guys know Stranger Things like when Vecna kills. Yeah, that's what I was trying
Snip,
to
snap,
try to
crackle.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies style.
Oh, yeah, Sylvie is a fucking tough shell. Fuck. Whoa, you're right.
Marcus is trying his best to get through.
We're all trying. We all are.
Honestly, above board, I was when Ophelia put Avasho on the telephone pole, I was half expecting her to like take the telephone pole and just carry it with her while Avasho still attached to it.
Probably.
I considered that.
I can see it. Rise is just
Anyway, we're going down the bayou.
Rise
Yeah.
hops
Way
on
down
to the
the bayou.
motorcycle without a helmet, but he's happy with that because he looks cool.
One of these days, I'll fight back against one of Spider's bits, but sometimes they're just too good not to say yes and.
Vroom, vroom,
I mean,
vroom.
you kind of
With
roll.
that,
I mean, you
I
kind of roll
think-
with it. You just like wee.
Yeah.
Alrighty. With that, I think we will call it here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one. This is good. Good one.